Welcome, everybody, to another Freedom Fridays. You know what? I just realized that I have this open in multiple tabs, and that's not a good thing. Let me see if I can fix it up. I think it's okay. Okay. Well, either way, we're live. I think we're good. So, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, I'm so happy that you've taken a second to join me. I am Rashida, your dream strategist. And the reason I call myself your dream strategist is because I love strategy. I know that the things that we want in life come more, uh, they don't just come by wishing on a star, even though I'm a full proponent of writing down your dreams. But you need more than just a wish, and you actually need more than just a plan because a plan is very stagnant. You need a strategy. You need to know how to ebb and flow with life because life is going to continue lifing. So I love helping you strategize to get from burnout to living your soft life. You don't deserve burnout, and you most definitely deserve your softest life. And I'm all about helping you get there. I too am on a journey to continue living my soft life. And so I'm sharing what that looks like for me on the journey to create it. So, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This event that I do here every Friday, Freedom Fridays, is one of the steps of my 9 step process or of my framework, the Soft Life Plan framework. Um, that's all about helping you strategically build that soft life that you want. And I really wanted to focus on this step as a community because it's one of those steps that if you started at the beginning, it opens up the ability to do the rest of the steps. And then we revisit it at the end, and you have a new perspective about it. You're able to level it up. This becomes a community event um, rather than an emergency event to get you out of survival mode. So, um, at the beginning, though, this is all about relief. This is all about having a space where you could be safe to say, hey, I need some support. I know that I need more rest. I need some help. I need some community to help me do the work to prioritize it because everybody else around me is in hustle culture telling me to keep working harder, that I have to do that I have to show up for everyone, that I have to be on all the time, that I have to work 10 times harder to be seen, that white Chad is going to get promoted over me. Like, that's what all the other spaces of the internet is telling you. But this space of the internet is telling you working harder is not actually going to fix it. And I can tell you that from my own experience. That's regardless of whether you're in corporate America or whether you are an entrepreneur. Working harder is not going to fix it. Instead, this is where the strategy comes in. We take a step back, we look at the big picture, and we start making space for the things that we need because this is a marathon. If you don't have rest, you ain't going to get to the end. The end's going to come a lot faster. The end of your life is going to come a lot faster. And I don't want that for you. So, this space is about setting you up to make space for rest now, knowing that when you make space for rest first, everything else is going to fall in place. Because when you have that space of mind, that clarity, that understanding, rather than just doing the next best thing, things get easier. Again, I could tell you that I'm telling you these things from experience. I don't share anything that I haven't experienced myself. This is not theory. So, yes, there's 4 things that we're going to do today. And there's a wonderful worksheet that I've created that you can download completely for free to use as a companion to the activities that we're going to do today. You can fill it out, and it would be your weekly check in with yourself to help you recalibrate in this practice of creating more rest in your life, more rest in every single week. Similar to yoga. You don't just do yoga once and you're like, yes, I'm a yoga master. No, it's a practice. And so this is your yoga class, your workout class for rest, your rest practice, where every week you check in with yourself to see how much rest do you need, and what are you going to do over the next week to give yourself that rest, and which ways can you lean into that and really make space for you to shift your mindset that you don't actually have to work harder. There's a better way. So, the first thing that we do, we're going to celebrate our wins because that's important. You need to recognize that even as things are going wrong or things are not going as planned, that there's still plenty of things that are still working in your favor. You're not doomed. Like all of these, we need to be reminded of that. I was just literally reminding myself of this right before this live stream, and I'll tell you more. Um, so yes, we start with celebrating our wins. Second, we are going to do a body scan of asking our body what kind of rest do we need for the upcoming week so that we can be intentional about planning it and scheduling and make space for it. You also have the opportunity to get a sticker for prioritizing rest in the week before. And then we are going to actually schedule that rest that your body told you you need. We're going to schedule that. We're going to be intentional about giving that to you. If you're not intentional about it, if you don't plan it, if you don't prioritize it, you will not get it. I cannot say this enough. You will default to the hard work. And I don't want that for you. I want you to experience more than just hard work. Okay. So, this is why we're being so intentional about it to do this every single week. Okay. I think there's maybe 3 weeks that I've missed in the last year and a half. This is an important practice. Okay. Um, hey, Megan. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you're able to join today. You know, I love to see you come, friend. Yes, I'm just going over our agenda for the week or for the day. Okay, so celebrating our wins, choosing our rest intention, scheduling our rest intention in our calendar, and then winding down for the week. And so in our wind down, we do some activities to start creating space to remind our mind, our body, our soul, like actually we're shifting into rest mode right now. Like transformer, shoot, 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 shoot. Like we're shifting into it. So that's what the wind down is all about. So those are the 4 activities that we're going to do today. Again, you can download this worksheet. It's completely free. Let me go ahead and put the link on the screen. And the link is also in the description if you would like to go to that and get the link from there, click on it from there. The link is in the description on YouTube. I forgot. I'm also streaming to Facebook and LinkedIn. So um if you're in either one of those places, then you need to come over to YouTube to get it, and that's okay. So yes, that's what we're doing today. Let me start with how are y'all today? Let me tell you, I just got done crying. I've had a very interesting week. And I think I was like, man, I actually don't want to do Freedom Fridays today. But then I was like, you know what? Everybody talks about how on the internet we only show when things are going well. And I don't want to be that kind of creator because I think there's a big misconception that living your soft life means that nothing ever goes wrong, that everything always goes to plan. And that's not true. If you're living life, things are not going to go as planned. I think the difference is when you're in burnout, you don't have enough mind space, you don't have the ability to even deal with it. It's just like that blow is the blow that like takes you out. Whereas when you're in a space, you're living your soft life starts lifing, things don't go as planned. Yeah, it still sucks. It absolutely still sucks. And yet you have the mind space, you have the ability to step back from the situation, see what's going on, get clarity about it, and make strategic decisions about how you want to move forward rather than doing things out of emergency mode or survival mode or trying to hurry up and rush to an answer. Oh, you're fine. It doesn't matter. It's usually louder in here. I'm at my brother's house. I told him he doesn't need to tiptoe around. So yeah, that's to me, that's the difference. That's the biggest difference. Is this mind capacity to be able to deal with things when it goes wrong without it destructing your whole life? Because it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Think life is still gonna life, y'all. Let me be clear. It doesn't matter whether you're burnt out or living a soft life. Life is still gonna life. If you didn't know that, let me let you in on that secret. Because it's still gonna happen. It's more about how you have the capacity to be able to manage it in the midst of that. Um, so yeah. So how's your week going? That's where I was going with that. Tell me how's your week going? My week, we're going to talk about wins and then we're going to talk about adventures. I have gotten to this point where I don't like to speak into the ether that life is hard. For one, because everybody says that, and I think it's an oversimplification of what it looks like for life to be lifing. Sometimes life, I think the best stories I have are when life is an adventure. And let me tell you, my life is always an adventure. I never have a dull moment. If you talk to any of my friends, I never have a dull moment. My life is always interesting. And I actually love that. It was one of the things that I asked for, one of the things that I wanted. Sometimes I wish the adventure happened in different ways than it does. That's a thing. But in general, I love my life and it's always an adventure. So, um, I'll talk about some adventure things and I'll talk about some wins for the week. That being said, we're stepping into this first step where we're celebrating our wins from the week because generally what I find with my clients is they focus more on lifing rather than on celebrating their wins. And when you focus more on the hard things and you forget about the things that are going well, for one, we're losing our gratefulness in that shift. We're losing our ability to see how God is still doing what he does. Listen, God is a part of this practice, okay? Um we're missing out on the fact that we actually, while things are going wrong, we're not failing. Like we're still accomplishing so much. And so it's so important for me and it's so important for us as a community to make time to celebrate our wins. I harp on this every single week. I can't help it because it's actually it's this is a huge thing for me. There was this point where I was like, what the hell? Like, we should pull out that song. What the hell? I don't know all the words. I know they get into what the heliante and all of those other things. But we get into this part where we're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on, Jesus? What's going on, Lord? Like, what's happening up there? Why does it feel like nothing is going right? But in those times, if we don't also see just how much he's been standing in the gap and how many things we're still getting done and how many things are still going well, it's really easy to just think that the world's about to burn down and there's nothing we could do about it. Like when we get into that, what's the word I'm looking for? When we get to that point where it feels like nothing can ever go right, it starts with a D. What's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, demoralized. It's really easy to end up demoralized and feeling like almost hopeless. Hopeless is not a good place to be, you know? the way we stay out of hopelessness is choosing to see that even while things are going wrong, there are things going right. Again, living that right now. Okay. So, celebrating our wins. If you would like, I would love for you to share your wins in the chat. And I know sometimes you're like, it's really hard to see my wins right now. I can't even think of a win right now. Well, I'm going to challenge you to try just one. I'm going to give you three, but I'm going to challenge you to try to pick just one win that you could see from this week. Maybe you took a second to rest and just allow yourself some space for 30 seconds in between everything that was going on. Maybe you had the best conversation with your child this week. Maybe um, maybe you got you treated yourself to your favorite uh, meal. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to give you some suggestions so you can think of what might it be. But also too, like, listen to your body. Like, your body is like, listen, we got things to celebrate that are wins. You just ignoring it because things are happening, because other things are happening as well. So choose a second, think about your wins. If you want to share, drop them in the chat so that I can celebrate them with you, because you're worth being celebrated. And I really want you to lean into that. I want you to know that. I want to celebrate you as well. Okay. Okay. So my wins for the week. I am in Atlanta. Let me tell you, I think I love Atlanta more than LA, which is weird to say because I really do I love LA because it's palm trees, it's water, it feels like rest to me. But Atlanta feels like home to me. Like, I get to Atlanta and honestly, life got 10 times busier than when I was in LA, because in Atlanta, my brother lives here, two of my best friends live here. Um, I like it a lot of the fun things that I like to do are here. So it's really easy for me to enjoy life and go do all the things that I love to do here in Atlanta, while LA doesn't have as much of that for me. So I end up just resting a lot more, which is a beautiful thing to be. I think LA has its spots, but Atlanta feels it has a different vibe. That being said, Atlanta has also been extremely busy compared to LA. LA was a lot more calm in all the different ways, not to mention um, just not as many people to connect with. So, my first win is that I got to connect with a new business bestie that I met this summer. So while I was in LA, I went to the ROI Millionaire Summit from Rachel Rogers. Such an amazing event. Like, I've never been to a conference like that. Never been to a conference like that where so many Black women, a conference focused on Black women, and other communities, other marginalized communities, all come together and like encourage each other, speak life into each other, have fun with each other, eat good food with each other, go to the beach with each other. Like, this was actually a business conference, but you have that much fun. Like, I needed a week of recuperation after it. But in the midst of that, I met a lot of great people. And one that is like was an instant friend, and her name is Alon, super sweet. And she lives in Atlanta. So of course I got to go meet up with her here in Atlanta. I actually went and stayed the night because that's the one thing about Atlanta. Everything is far apart. All of my people are far apart. None of them live in the same part of town, and traffic here is absolutely obnoxious. So you have to do everything strategically just to avoid the traffic. But it was so good to go hang out with her and connect with her, and I'm glad I spent that time with her. So that's my first win, is connecting with Elon. Okay, Megan said, my win is that I was able to change my work schedule. Look at you. My work week is now Sunday through Thursday, and I have Fridays and Saturdays off. That's really good, Megan, because I know you were having like split days off, which Split days off. Some people like it. Like my best friend, when she worked in retail, she liked it, but um it can throw your schedule off a lot, especially if it's changing a lot. So that's amazing. Congratulations, Megan. I love it. Megan said, "This will tide me over until I'm able to find a new job. Plus, I was able to change my Tuesday shift so that I get off work a couple hours earlier." That's good. You asking for what you need from your job, like we think sometimes we just got to deal with whatever our job says. We can ask for what we need. That's a beautiful thing, to ask for what you need, okay? And tell them why, not just, have numbers around how it will help you make you better at work. I'm a full proponent of that. I'm so glad that you got that. And this, you're right. Like, we do what we have to do to get us to our next step. And you're doing that. You're leaning into that. Megan, you've been doing some amazing, amazing work. How's it been going with your debt snowball? Because I know you've been working on that too. You don't have to share if you want to. Maybe I should have asked that in private. I'm just so proud of you because I know you've been doing amazing work for yourself, and you're taking great strides to, like, y'all. I think about the shift from burnout to soft life like a scale. It's not like you take one step and you're there to soft life. You can easily shift on this scale. And when you're doing the wrong things, the things that prioritize work over rest, over living by your values, over living in alignment, you shift closer and closer to burnout. Okay. Every decision shifts you closer and closer to burnout. But when you actually make decisions and do things that um, empower more rest, empower more alignment in your life, empower you to live by your values, that shifts you closer and closer to your soft life. These things are directly aligned here. So I get so excited when I see my clients like taking stuff that shifts them closer to soft life, because every decision is what's building you one way or the other. You don't, sometimes it can shift a little bit and then go back, and then shift a little bit and then go back. But if you're overall making those decisions to shift you there, you can get there and stay there. Again, it's a practice. It's a practice. Okay, I'm off that soapbox. Megan said those shifts are trash. Can I tell y'all, trash is like my favorite word. I call anything that I don't like trash. I get it, Megan. That shift is absolute. When you have to do a split weekend shift, that is absolute trash. I agree. That's opposite. I agree so much. Okay. That being said, let me tell y'all what is absolute trash. I'm gonna go between a win and a trash. Uh Atlanta traffic is absolutely trash. You either gotta, so I love to go work at the work club here. It's called Switch Yards. My favorite, one of my favorite places in the world. Definitely a really great community work spot. You get a lot done. Um, I feel like that company has really good values. They have great prices. Like, I could speak a lot. But here's the thing. If I want to get to the work club while I'm here in Atlanta, I either got to leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning, or I got to wait till 10 to avoid the traffic. And the same thing in the evening. If I want to get home, I either need to leave at like 3:30 in the afternoon, or I need to wait until like 7 to not be caught in traffic. The traffic in Atlanta is absolute trash. Now, I love Atlanta because it's like Black Mecca. Like, there's so many Black people here. I see less white people here than anywhere else in the world. And let me tell you, y'all know I've been to a lot of different places. So I love seeing us around every single corner. And yet, the traffic patterns here are trash. That's the best way to say it. There's no other way to say it. So yes, there's that. That's my one of my trashes for today. A celebration in the trash. Megan said, I had a bit of a setback with my debt repayment, but I'm working to get back on track. Hey Megan, let me tell you, that's reality. That's life. There's Like, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I am rooting for you. I know how hard it could be. Like, don't, I hope that doesn't give you any feelings to have a setback. You just acknowledge that, okay, I had to do a pause on this. I had to do an adjustment, and then I'm gonna get back into it. I hope that's where you're at. And if I remember correctly, you have your emergency fund too. So that should be helping you to stay on track in these meantime without feeling like you have to use a credit card. I think that's a huge part of what gets us stuck in using credit cards is that we use it for emergencies, but emergencies are the worst time to use a credit card because you don't have the money. So, yes, all of that to say, listen, don't feel bad about having a setback. A setback is just an opportunity for a comeback, okay? And you're going to come back stronger, girl. So, rooting for you in that. Thank you for sharing. I know that that could be like, oh, I don't want to share this, girl. I understand. So, don't let it keep you. Megan said, I used to live in Metro Atlanta. Have you been using MARTA? I know you have your car, but using the trains, buses might be easier with all the congestion. Well, two things about that. Thing number one, I am not near MARTA. I am in Duluth. So I am not in Metro Atlanta. I'm in the region of Atlanta, but Atlanta is pretty sprawling with a lot of the different towns, also being that it's on the cusp of three different counties as a city. Usually a city is just planted in one county. Not Atlanta, it's in three. So I'm out in Gwinnett County because it's Gwinnett, Fulton, and Cobb. I believe are the three counties that it's on the cusp of. I'm not using public transportation out here. So yeah, nope, that's not an opportunity. But I agree with you. When I used to work here, because I worked for Carter's when I still worked in fashion, I lived in Sandy Springs, right on the train line. I would get on the train, um, and then get off and walk to work. Worked in Buckhead. Super easy. Gosh, I lost weight because I was walking all the time, but it wasn't like crazy amount of walking. It was like just life walking. It was the most amazing thing. So I love walkable Atlanta. I do love that is one of my favorite things about Atlanta is when you live in an area where it's walkable, it is chef's kiss. It is really, really nice. And then you just use your car when you need it. That being said, since I'm in Duluth, I am definitely driving everywhere, which brings me to my second trash of the week. So, um, my car. I love my little Ranger. She's so cute. She just drove me all the way to LA and back. Okay. She's a 99. She's in pretty decent shape, but she's a little quirky and she's getting a little old. So we're driving on I-20 this week. And I knew that I was actually driving to the mechanic because I was like, something's wrong with the car. I could feel like different things changing, something's off. In the midst of driving to the mechanic, hey, Leslyn, so glad you're here, ladies, girl. That no worries, you're here. That's all that matters. We're talking about our wins, and we're talking a little bit about trash and celebrations today. So things that are going wrong and things that are going right. Um, because life, both of those things are real in life, and I think we usually forget to celebrate our wins, but we're making space for both. So yes, I'm driving on I-20 and all of a sudden I hear pop and it go and I hear like feel something bouncing against the bottom of the truck and my wheel bearings on my truck, girl. So it pops, it bounces on the bottom of the truck. The truck starts to swerve hard to the right. There's nothing I could do to make it stop swerving. I hit on the brakes. I could hear someone beeping at me, but I know I haven't hit anything. I am swerving towards the wall. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Finally, the car stops and it stops in between the regular highway and an on ramp. So, you know how that triangle is between the two? this is nothing but an angel because I stopped right perfectly in between that. Right perfectly in between that. Okay. Um, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not the safest place to be. And I'm also freaked out. So I'm shaking. This lady in the other car that I did not hit, praise the Lord, I did not hit anything. I didn't swerve into a wall. No other damage other than my wheel bearing popping. Um, and I'm like, crap though, I am not in the safest spot. So I start making phone calls to try to figure out what to do. Um, I end up I end up having to call the police because after I called the mechanic that I was on the way to, both of the tow trucks that they suggested, neither were close enough, especially because it was now getting into Atlanta traffic. Oh my gosh. Remember, I just said one of my trashes for the week is Atlanta traffic. So it's getting into traffic time, which means there's going to be even more cars coming by, and I'm sitting on this little triangle in my car, and I'm like, this is dangerous. I do not want to be in this spot. I was scared to get out of that car, definitely frazzled. Call the police. The police take a little bit of time to get there, but when they get there, he's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't know what that wheel looks like because I haven't got out the car, but that wheel is not working. I can't turn it. And he's like, oh yeah, your wheel is like perpendicular to the car. Like it's supposed to be like this. And my wheel is like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. It's like, I need a tow truck, but I've been trying to get a tow truck here. They're all too far. And he's like, I'll call you one. Don't worry. So he calls a tow truck for me. And we end up the tow truck guy was really nice because I was like, he got out the tow truck like there wasn't no cars around, and I'm like, dude, are you not afraid that somebody's gonna hit you? He's like, you know what? I'm used to it, but I pay attention, but I'm used to it. I said, listen, well, I'm scared. I'm crying. I'm scared. You gonna have to help me. And he's like, okay, don't worry. So he helps me get in the truck, in the tow truck. They tow my truck across like to where I was going originally. And now we're working on getting my car fixed. That is my second trash of the week. When you talk about lifing, man, again, I think again, we say we have this misconception that when you live a soft life, nothing ever goes wrong. Lies, absolute lies. Like, no, and if why would we think that problems stop happening when you choose to live in your feminine energy? No, things are still going to go wrong. It still sucks. But the difference, like I said at the beginning, the difference between burnout and soft life, when life happens, when you're in burnout, you don't have the mental space or capacity to be able to deal with it. You just it is like a fatal blow to your nervous system because you're like, I am already face flat on the floor and now you just dropped a brick on my head. Okay? Whereas when you have a soft life mindset where you are choosing to make space to be grounded, to um to make space and time for rest, to allow yourself to be rejuvenated on a regular basis rather than just go trying to push your way through all the time. When stuff like this happens, you're able to take a step back, look at the big picture, make decisions from a strategic standpoint rather than I'm overwhelmed. I just got to hurry up and figure it out. And then we do something stupid, or I won't even say stupid. We do something out of survival mode, um, out of our fear, just to hurry up and get through it. And that's what I don't want us to have to do. I don't want us to have to be in a space where we have to choose survival mode because survival mode is very much a mindset as well. So um I'm grateful that for one that I do have support. I have a really amazing support system. My brother came and picked me up. I had girlfriends that helped me find a mechanic. I had my sister that was helping me find the tow truck, even though I had to go to um even though the cop had to help me like support. And this is why the three pillars of my framework are vision, systems, and support. You need these things to live a soft life. Point blank, like that. You need them. So I'm gonna pause in that and say, if you are not sure how well your vision, your systems, and your support are working for you, and you want to be able to figure that out, get some clarity around that, and fill in the gaps, then I would love for you to take my soft life assessment. It's completely free. Um, the link is in the description on the YouTube channel, but I also just put it up on the screen here. Um, but yeah, like once you know what those things like where you are, then we can work together and I can help you get all the way to green. It's going to be like a red, yellow, green like rating. And then from there, we decide what things are your priorities to start shifting. Again, this is a scale, shifting you closer to the side of soft life. So that's my second trash of the week. And then I'll share my second win in a second. We got some stuff going on in the chat. Okay. Megan said, "Hey Leslie, how are you?" Leslie said, "Hey Meg, I'm so good. How are you?" Ladies missed each other. Oh my goodness. So glad you made it back out. Yes, thank you. Me too. Because it was a whole adventure being on that highway. Um, Leslie said, "That sounds so scary. I do not drive. So, oh goodness. Girl, I actually really love to drive, and I've never had an experience like that before. And it was very terrifying when the cop came. You know how, especially us as Black women, this is our strong Black woman thing. We could be absolutely terrified. Tears could be streaming down our face, but yet everything that we say in our body is calm. And I was like, that was exactly how I was. I'm talking to the cop. Tears are streaming, but I'm like, here's what's wrong. Here's what I know. Here's where I'm trying to get to. Here's what I think I need. Can you help me get that? Do you have that? Like, that was my mode. And yet everything in me was like, this is a lot right now. Not what I really wanted my afternoon to be like. I was supposed to have a date that day that ended up getting canceled. So thank you guys for understanding how scary and how shitty that is. Megan said, "Miss you too, Leslie." Yes, we did. Leslie, we're so glad you're back for another week. Still on the job hunt, but my current work schedule is slightly better, which is such a win, Megan. I'm so happy to hear that for you. Oh, it makes me so happy. Leslie said, "Job hunts are so interesting these days." Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Life does not stop. We just handle it differently. Again, yes, exactly. When we're in burnout, it's our capacity to handle lifing gets greatly diminished. Everything feels like a terminal blow, like everything is trying to take us out. When we actually have, when we're on that scale, shifted so much closer to our soft, our rested queen side, our softer life, when things happen, because again, life is still going to keep lifing, we have so much more capacity to be able to deal with them without and make strategic pivots around it rather than just trying to bulldoze our way through or to keep doing the plan that needed to be shifted. I agree. Yes. Okay. Leslie shared her wins. Her wins. Number one, I can feel my confidence strengthening. Yes. Girl, was your confidence wavering, or is this just you had your confidence and we're building on top of that? But either way, I'm so excited to hear that your confidence is strengthening. Like, yes, and amen. Come on, sending more vibes to that. I love it. You said, "I can't explain it." Hey, you don't need to explain it as long as you feel it. I'm just curious of what was it like something was pulling your confidence away and then now it's coming back, or is it just like a new level of it? Because I'm all about either one. I'm all about either one, but sending vibes for it. Number two, I have new ideas percolating. Come on, it's time for the percolator. Get it, get them ideas percolating real good. And I love that. You're in Grenada. I always say that wrong. You're in Grenada. You're getting up and enjoying your mornings. You're allowing yourself the rest. You're making so much space. Yes. Yes, that is the vibe. Like when we can create a vibe of rest like that, where ideas can percolate even while life is lifing, that is what I call a soft life. Like that is that. That's exactly this. Come on, Leslin. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I like to use the new claps. I've been using these things all week. All week. I had a good session with a client yesterday, and we were doing the claps the whole time. So I'm clapping to these wins. Yes. And then number three, my sleep is better. Yes. There's something so beautiful. I really believe in a practice of rest throughout our week while all the things are happening. But I also really believe in a season of rest. Mine was in LA. Yours is in Grenada. If you don't have a season of rest planned, then you need to watch that last playlist that I just created, or I'm finishing up. Actually, we're in the midst of this playlist right now that talks about you don't actually have 6 months left. And that's a good thing because the reason you don't have 6 months left is because in November, you should be reflecting on your goals from this year and how far you got. And then that's the first half of November. And then the second half of November, you should be strategizing what your goals and your vision board and all of that stuff is. That should be the second half of November. And then that part is done so that when you get to December, December becomes that season of rest for you. It becomes the season where you're focusing on your kids, on your family, on taking a break from work, on enjoying the things that you work so hard for, right? Like that's what December should be. And then because you've done your planning and you're strategizing in November, when January comes, you're ready to hit the ground running. Otherwise, we all feel like, oh, I'm behind. If we want to get out of that, we got to get proactive in shifting how this all happens. So if you don't have a season of rest coming, let me give you a clue. Make sure you do it for December. Follow that structure. Go back and watch that playlist. It's really good of like giving you this playbook on how to step into that, okay? But yes, absolutely yes, for you having space for your ideas to percolate, for you to get more sleep, and for your confidence to strengthen. All of that comes when we have space to rest. Okay, I'm done. I'm off the soapbox. You know, I get excited. Okay. Marissa is here. Hey Marissa, so happy you're here. Welcome. Makes it happy Friday, my girl. Yes, awesome wins, Leslin. Amazing, amazing, amazing wins. I love it. All right, so y'all, if you have some wins, go ahead and share them in the chat. I got two more wins. Second win for this week. My best friend, I remember I said Atlanta has a different vibe for me. So I have really close humans here, humans that are dear to me. And so my best friend Rika is here in Atlanta and she's a stay-at-home mom. And it wasn't like she grew up being like, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom when I grow up. That was not in her plan. And now she's a stay-at-home mom. And she said to me, this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I was like, girl, I can only imagine. And so last week I went and gave her a mommy break. I went to the house, and you know what else is funny about this? Because I'm really passionate about rest for moms. A lot of times, and nobody wants to hear this, so don't shoot the messenger. But it's just clear. It's just what I've seen. A lot of times, we're our own worst enemy when it comes to getting rest. She knows she needs rest, but she's having a hard time giving the responsibilities to her husband, to her friends, to ask for what she needs. And I believe it's that strong Black woman trope that we have been taught, we have been brainwashed, we have been conditioned to not ask for help. But the other beautiful part about that is having a sisterhood. And let me tell you, that is a huge part of my second win is that I have a sisterhood that shows up for me and that I show up for them. And so, yeah, I went and gave her a mommy break for like 4 or 5 hours. And it was a process for her. She was supposed to like go to the gym, and she eventually did, but it took her a couple hours to get herself to believe that she could pass that responsibility to me. That's how deeply ingrained this trope is that even when we get help, it is so flippin' hard to receive. Again, that's why it's the third pillar of my framework, because support, we can say, oh, we need support, but receiving support is a whole mindset shift that takes practice, that takes an evolution. But here's the thing. I didn't beat her up about it. I didn't fuss at her. I was just like, hey, girl, like, you're supposed to be leaving the house. She's like, okay. She went and hid out in her room for an hour. And the girls did great. The girls didn't even notice she was gone. They just let me entertain them, hang out with them, all the things. And then she came back out, and I was like, girl, I can see it's not the girls. It's not even your husband for the reason why you're in burnout right now. I said, it's you, and you got to choose. You got to choose here. She's like, I know. And so we talked about it a little bit. I guess I was coaching, and we little by little she shifted, and she was like, okay, I think I could go get in the shower without worrying about it. She went and got in the shower. So it was baby steps. It was baby steps for her to be like, okay, I can do this. I can receive the support that I need so that I can start shifting from burnout to this place where I'm more rested, more living my softer life. By the time I left, she had actually went to the gym for an hour, which was amazing. A huge, huge, huge step for her. So proud of her for doing that, because I understand it is hard. It is hard to receive support when you have been used to doing it all by yourself for so long. Her oldest baby girl is 4, her youngest is 2. For 4 years, she's been pushing herself to do it all by herself until somebody literally comes and says, if you don't, if until somebody comes and threatens her. I would love, I would love to see her get to the place where I don't have to threaten her to leave her own house. But in the meantime, she took really, really huge steps last Saturday. So I'm super excited for her. And it was really a blessing for me to be a part of that. I celebrate that as a huge win. I'm taking a lot of time on the wins this week because I needed to celebrate my own wins. Listen, I had a lot of trash things happen this week. And I was like, okay, Jesus, like, what the hell you got going on up there? I'm gonna need you to get it together. And yet, it's been beautiful because these are the things that I could celebrate in the midst of that, in the midst of lifing and having the capacity to still show up, um, and see the big picture and all of that. Okay, amazing wins, Leslyn. Marissa said, Meg just went back and read your wins. So happy for you adjusting your work schedule for you. Yes, I know, right? I love when women, especially Black women, ask for what we need. I love when we ask for what we need. Ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. Let me say that one more time because I'm excited. Ask for what you need. Yes, Megan. So proud of you for that. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Okay, Marissa, I got one more win to share. So if you have any wins you want to share, we got some time for it. I love it. I love it. I'm into it. Making space for it. Marissa said, yay for your friend. I think the hardest part about getting support from others is you feel like it's so hard. You feel uncomfy putting that burden on others. I totally, totally agree. You end up feeling like you're a burden, and so you don't want to give it away. But y'all, you're never a burden. I could make a whole video about this, and I'm thinking about it. I've been reading this book called The Big Leap. I've probably now read that book 4 times this summer, like this summer. I learned about it earlier this summer. One of the things it talks about the upper limiting problem. And another way of seeing the upper limiting problem is our self sabotage cycle. And he talks about the 4 motivations that could be behind your self sabotage cycle. And one of them is feeling like you're a burden. And so we try to do everything in our power to avoid feeling like a burden, but it ends up being a self-sabotaging cycle because the problem with that is it really, not only does it show up when we're like in hard things, it shows that when things are going well. So if something's going well, then our brain, our fears inside of us say, "Oh, life can't ever be that good." Our and unconscious, subconsciously, we do things to sabotage, um, and get us back to the level of joy that we feel comfortable at. But if we ever want to get to our next level, if we ever want to surpass the level that we're at, we have to understand what our self sabotage cycle is and name it so that we can overcome it and get to the next level. So much of what I love to do in coaching. Oh, so much of that, man. This is, can you tell I'm geeking out? It's my favorite thing. And one of those things is being a burden. And I could tell you, it's one of the things I personally struggle with. That's why I love talking about it in content, and why I love researching about it, because I have feared feeling like a burden, and I don't even have kids. Okay. Um, Yet, if we ever want to get to that next level, if we ever want to get to that fullest extent of our soft life, our feminine energy of being that rested queen, we have to name that fear, that self-sabotage cycle, and overcome it. So it's hard to ask for help and to receive the help when we feel like a burden. And yet that's why you need support to help you get there. You cannot do this on your own. I don't care what nobody says. Life is not look, Jesus said it, the Bible said it. Life is not a solitary sport. It's not a solitary sport. It's not a solo sport. You need a team. You absolutely need a team. You need a team. And it's a huge part of why I became a coach, because I recognize how much others needed a team. And I'm very grateful that I've had a team. I wouldn't be able to listen. I wouldn't be here without a team, y'all. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. And I can't wait till I can even go forward and continue to expand this team of people that support me. But yes, that's why it's the third pillar on in my framework, because we need the support to start reminding us, to start helping us to take those baby steps to receive support. It doesn't happen on accident. It doesn't happen by yourself. It can't happen in a silo. You've got to let somebody support you. And it might be a slow process, and yes, but it's possible, you know? Um, oh, you still said that. Marissa said, gosh, I meant to edit that to say the hardest part for me. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's not just the hardest part for you. It's the hardest part for any woman that is attracted to the things that I talk about. It's the hardest part for all of us. Girl, you're not alone. Marissa, you are absolutely not alone. The hardest part about receiving support is that you feel so deeply that you're a burden on someone else. And yet, the sister next to you, this might make me emotional. The sister next to you knows that she struggles with the exact same thing, which is why she is absolutely so passionate on showing up for you, which is exactly why she is showing up for you. That girl, this makes the sisterhood even stronger, because we absolutely understand how hard it is to receive that support. And so we're the ones that's going to fight for you to make sure you get it. And we just have to try little by little. Think of it like this. Right now, you're like, I can't receive it. I can't receive it. Just open one finger, get a little bit of support, then open another finger, then open another finger, until you get all the way to the point where both hands are open, and you could finally receive the support that you have deserved the absolute whole time, because you've absolutely never been a burden. Never, ever, ever. Never. Like that's what in my coaching program, when I look at metrics for wins on the other side, I want to see my clients go from feeling like they can't receive support to knowing not only can they receive support, but they can welcome it. Like, yes, you're not a burden. And yet I get it. Marissa said, "Woo, this is my struggle for real. Thanks for speaking about this. My pleasure. It's been my struggle this week. Man, my car breaking down while I'm traveling back to Charlotte. So my trip got delayed, which means I have to stay in Atlanta a little bit longer, which affects this, which affects that. Mm, all the things. I sincerely would not be here without support. And for all of us that are trying to do it without support, and let me tell you, that is why on this scale of burnout to soft life, you are closer to burnout. You can't let us. I'm happy to always speak about this for sure. Meg said, I can understand about not wanting to be a burden, but for me, what made it hard for me to ask for and receive help is that I didn't feel like I had anybody to rely on, which I get that too. I get that too. And sometimes that's there's two things to that. Meg, I have seen situations where there are specific people that I can't rely on, but they were the ones that I asked for help. And unfortunately, they were not the right persons for me to be supported by. And that is a hard situation because when that happens, then it's really hard to ask for help to anybody else. We expect that that's going to be the situation for every person that we now ask for help. So this is where the Hopopono prayer has been coming in with that emotional decluttering for me to help me step back into open-heartedness and allow myself to receive it, even to go back to receiving it, or opening myself that I can receive it. Um, is forgiving that person. Whoever those people were that you asked for help, Meg, and they didn't follow through, or they didn't follow up, or they said no, or they dropped the ball. I am absolutely sorry. And it sucks to have to forgive them, but you're forgiving them for you so that the universe understands that you don't want more people like that in your life. You want more people that you can rely on. The emotional decluttering is getting those old people out of the space so that the people who can support you, who are good support for you, can come and fill that space instead. That prayer, 4 statements, I love it. It's in the it's you could just go online to get it, but it's I love you. I think these statements are this prayer is funny because it's all the things you don't want to say to someone that you need to forgive, and yet it's all the things you need to say. But it's I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry, and then the last one is I always mix them up until I'm actually using it. I can't remember what the fourth one is. I'm gonna think of it. Well, and I might be able to find it in my journal because I wrote it down because I kept getting it wrong. But release those people, Meg, because while I completely understand it is hard to find people to rely on, we want to release those people that you haven't been able to rely on and get them out of your life so that you can get the people that you do need in your life to be able to serve you. Okay, I found it. Praise the Lord. I love that I do this. Can you see it? It says, I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. The 4 statements to emotional decluttering, as per Denise Duffield Thomas. Let me tell you, that has been super helpful to me over the last weeks. Um, as I've learned about it and will continue to use it. Like that's a life practice for me. Anytime I'm feeling some way where I'm feeling like I where something negatively emotional comes up, You think about something that someone did to you, I say those 4 statements. When I'm feeling any kind of negativity, I say those 4 statements. And I've just been feeling, you realize that there is so much emotional dust that has settled on this over the years. It has. But saying those statements are like a brush dusting all of that emotional dust and clutter off of us and out of our space so that we can receive what we actually deserve to have. Okay? I'm not saying it's easy. You might have to say those statements when if it comes up multiple times, you might have to say it again. I've had some of those where I've had to say that prayer multiple times. And yet I feel, who said this earlier? Strengthening. Leslie said she's feeling her strengthening. I'm feeling emotionally more clear from those 4 statements. And it seems like, well, these are just 4 simple statements, but they're actually very extremely powerful to allow yourself to feel that emotion and then reply to that emotion with those 4 statements. I'm telling you, you'll start to recognize that those things aren't coming back as much as they used to. And not only that, the things that you actually deserve now are coming to you. And you're like, wow, why wasn't this happening before? Because now you've made space for it to be there. It wasn't space for it before, but now you're making space for it to be there. I get it though. Meg said, I've gotten better though. I actually do have supportive people around me. And I have asked for help and received it, but I still try not to ask too much because I don't want to seem like a burden. Girl, you see how both of those come together? Feeling like you don't have people to rely on and still feeling like a burden. Listen, the more that we can clear that, listen, y'all are not a burden to me. Maybe let's start with that. Let's start with the people that you're not a burden to people who will clearly tell you you're not a burden. Anybody that it feels like a burden, they're not supposed to be in your life. It's okay. Get them suckers out of here. Let them suckers go. They don't deserve. They don't deserve to be up in here. And yet, it is definitely a process to make space to not feel like a burden, a process that I'm doing myself. That's why I'm sharing with you all of the things that I am doing too, because I'm not saying this is easy. That prayer is easy. But I'm saying like choosing this shift is not easy. It's a practice. It's something I do regularly. And yeah, it is so helpful. Again, we want to take steps. We want to do activities that are shifting us closer to the soft life side of the scale rather than holding on to unforgiveness, continuing to make space for us to be a burden or feeling that way is shifting us closer to burnout rather than allowing us to fully receive it. Receive it, boo. Receive that freedom. Don't fight to hold on to the burden. Fight for the freedom, okay? Four easy statements to help you do it, okay? I should put that in the chat so we could always come. I want us to all have that so we can remind ourselves and use it. Okay. Maybe I'll put that in my next email newsletter to remind us about it. Okay. Marissa said, my win. I honored my bedtime 6th girl. Listen, you said you just wanted to honor it 5 times this week and you went above and beyond and did 6. Come on, Marissa. You thought I forgot. I didn't forget. My win. I honor my bedtime 6 times this week and I reorganized my home and labeled things so others can help me more. Marissa. Yes, you about to get me out here doing the praise Jesus dance, the church dance, but I'm also sore from leg day this week, so it would be a crazy looking church dance. But that's amazing. Yes, yes. Honoring your bedtime 6 times this week. I love that, and I love you asked your body what it needed, you wrote it down, you made space to do it, and you followed up and you did it, girl. Marissa, my whole heart is singing right now. I sang, ah. Congratulations. And then you reorganized your home and labeled things so that your people around you can help you. That's the other thing about being a burden. we're quick to jump up to do something before somebody else can do it. That's a burden behavior. We don't make space for other people to help us. Like when it's time to pass something off, we usually say, oh, it's just easier for me to do it. So we don't even try, which means we don't even set ourselves up to receive help from somebody else because we just say, oh, it's easier to do myself. Girl, you just counteracted all of that. You just counteracted every single one of that, every single piece of that. Like claps. Yes, Marissa. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Megan, you're not taken advantage of. Anybody that says yes, honor that yes by receiving, wholeheartedly receiving. And it's hard to do that. It is hard. It is hard to wholeheartedly receive because we always got this little troll in the back of our mind that's spitting out our fears. No, they're just saying that they don't want to help you, like any of those fears. But when you have those fears come up that says, no, they're just saying yes, they don't actually want to help you. They're just saying that to get you to go away. That's when I want you to pull out that Ho'oponopono prayer, and I want you to say it. I want you to say it to that fear. I want you to say, I forgive you. I forgive that fear because I know it's trying to protect me, but it's not actually protecting me right now. I'm going to say thank you to it because I know in its idea that it wants to protect me. I appreciate the thing that it wants to protect me, but I know that it's not doing that. And then I'm going to say, I'm sorry, but you can't stay here, fear. You can't stay here because I'm trying to get to my next level. And a part of me getting to that next level is receiving the rest that I deserve. And then the fourth one, I love you. I love you for carrying this fear. Because here's the thing, this fear is a part of us that has felt like it hasn't been taken care of before. It's the younger part of us, it's a different part of us that wasn't served when it needed to be. And so we love that part. Don't try to like tamper it down. Say, I love that part and give it a chance to evolve. Man, my favorite show with Kerry Washington on Hulu. They literally this series um is like a physical rendition of her talking to her younger self and making space for those four things, okay? So every time you're like I'm having that feeling of I'm taking advantage of, please pull out those four statements. Y'all, I can't tell y'all enough. Go write them down. Go write them down and start using it. It is so powerful to speak to that part of ourselves, that fear, that self sabotage that's holding us back and letting it go, helping it heal, helping it move on so that you could move on to your next level. Okay. Yes. Okay. Megan said, or no, Marissa said, oh, Meg, I can relate. Yes. Listen, me too. Me too. I have had folks not be reliable when I finally asked for help. And then I doubled down on the belief that I had to do it all myself. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, ladies. I feel it. I've been there. I get it. And yet, I have found, I know, I've seen that be a block to me getting from this burnout to my rest. Sadly, that wasn't the right person to support us. And that sucks. It really does. And now let's release them. Now that you know, now that they've showed you who they are, release them. And don't let them continue to have that space in you so that the right person who will come along and support you can get there. Okay? Gosh, so relatable though. Marissa said, I sing that prayer to myself all the time. I never thought to use it for others. I will try that. There is a song by Beautiful Chorus that goes, I release all things that no longer serve me. Yes, yes, absolutely. And listen, you can use this prayer for people, but you also want to use it for anything that you're scared about scarcity around. If you're scared you don't have enough time, when you're scared you don't have enough energy, when you're scared you don't have enough money, and you're having all of these negative feelings come up, Release yourself from all of that pressure because scarcity is the number one villain against rest. Let me say that again. Scarcity is the number one villain against rest. Okay? Cut that. And the way we cut it is by releasing it. Use that prayer. And here's the thing, I wanted this to be simple. I wanted this to be something relatable. Like you can do this. I will be in the car doing something, 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 and I'll have a negative thought come up about whatever. Listen, I had a whole bunch of negative thoughts come up about money. As the wheel bearing on my car popped and sent me skidding across the highway in terror. Okay. I had to use that prayer to release and start allowing the things that I do deserve to come in. Okay. Release it. And the one thing that I love about Denise Duffield Thomas, because this is where I got this from. Her book is called Get Rich Lucky Bitch. Really good to listen to an audiobook. I love her voice. She's actually really nice to listen to. She said, if you don't like, she said, money blocks, fears, none of those get easier. You just get better at dealing with them faster. You get better at not allowing them to hold you back. And this is the way that you start doing that. She said there she talks about 5 steps to manifesting. And the first step is this: emotional decluttering, making space to get the trash out so that the things that you actually want to come in. Okay. So yes, release all the things. Marissa, share that song with us. Share the link so we could go listen to it. I didn't talk long today, and that's okay. I knew that today was going to be different for Freedom Fridays than usual. I'm good with it. I hope y'all are good with it too. Meg said, right? It's such a crappy feeling. And then we just make things harder for ourselves. It is a crappy feeling, and we do make things harder for ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. But now we have some support to be able to change that. We do. We absolutely do. Um, okay. I am, let me see. I lost my track here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Meg said, Marissa, I know that song. It's on my playlist. So is Alicia's song, Alicia Renice's song, Ease. Girl, y'all need to share this playlist. I think I need this playlist. Let me write these songs down. You know, I'm quick to write. Y'all share some resources. I go write them down and go find them. I ain't playing. I want all the resources. Marissa, what's the name of that song? And then I got from Meg, I got Ease by Alicia Renice. I love it. Marissa said, Ease is such a good one. I definitely need to listen to that one more often. Thank you for this reminder, girl. We could definitely share a playlist. Yes, please. We need a shared playlist for Freedom Fridays. If anybody knows the playlist or if anybody has one or wants to create it, share it. I will definitely link it on my YouTube channel so we can always come back to it. I am into it. I love it. Megan said, I listen to those songs on my way to work. Yes, because girl, you like, let me get set up. Let me get prepared. I know that's right. Come on, welcome. You joined late, but that's okay. We're all about the vibes. There's no such thing as being on time or late, not over here. You're here exactly when you need to. And we always got a replay in case you want to go back and see the conversations from the beginning. So yes, you're right on time. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. It is my pleasure to share my experience. It is my absolute pleasure because this is the support. These are the things I wish someone would have told me about going after your dreams. So I'm glad that it's helpful. I'm really happy to hear that. Leslyn says, sorry, ladies, my internet went down. Girl, that's the double-edged sword of being in Grenada, but at least you by the beach, girl. You by the water. No worries. We're glad you're back. Tracy is here. Yay! Welcome, Tracy. So happy you're here. Yes, Tracy is acknowledging all the ladies. I love it. Yes, and I'm so glad that Tracy and Leslin are finally get to see each other again. Hey, Tracy, been a while. Saw you were in Grenada last week. Yes. Yes, I love it. Leslin said, yes, I'm at home right now and it's raining, but so beautiful. Girl, I would love to see the rain in Grenada. I don't know if it's any more beautiful here, but it just feels like it is. It just feels like it would be even more relaxing. I'm loving it. I'm into it. I love it. Megan said, welcome, Kamoy. Welcome, Tracy. So glad to see you both. Tracy said, I was telling Rashida last week to tell you to eat plum in my honor or a grape from the beach. What beach are you on? Yes, eat all the foods, the local foods that we can't get here. But Tracy can understand even deeper since she's a sister from the same area. Bathway this weekend. I love it. That's what beach you're on. Ugh. I want to cut this weekend. Can I come to all the beaches and be on a different beach every weekend? I'm into it. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so we've been celebrating wins. I This is funny. We are an hour and 15 minutes in, and I haven't even got to my third win yet. So if you have wins that you want to share, if you have things that you want to talk about, struggles that you're like processing through this week. I've had some interesting adventures this week, and the things that I've been sharing with you have been how I've been processing them. So I'm glad that you are able to take what I'm using, the things that I'm sharing, and that it's helpful and that we can have conversation about it. It's one of the things I love about this community. But yeah, there's space for both. There's space for both. I always make space for wins and celebrations and gratefulness because those are the things that keep us going when things don't go as planned. When we celebrate our wins, these are the steps that bring us closer to our soft life rather than burning us out. When we don't talk, when we let life overwhelm and over be a bigger conversation, all of the things that are going well, we're letting burnout happen. We're letting burnout happen. We don't have to let it happen. We do have tools to fight against that on a daily basis. Okay. So, yes, I'm gonna share my third win in just a second. And I would love for you to share yours too in the chat so that we can all celebrate with you. If you scroll up, all of us are celebrating each other's wins. That's one of our favorite things to do. Okay. Leslie said, I will eat all the things. Girl, these Julie mangoes are the ultimate vibe. Oh, that sounds so good. Yes, 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 you can. Tracy said, damn, I'm so jealous. Leslie said, come home and bring the baby. Yes, because Leslie loves the babies, loves the babies, loves the babies. Okay. So I had two personal wins from this week. Connected with my business bestie here in Atlanta. Did a mommy break for my best friend here in Atlanta. My third win is a business win. I'm up to 500 followers on TikTok. Yay. Um, I have found that YouTube and TikTok are my main two platforms. YouTube is my long form platform, and TikTok is my short form. And it's been gaining traction talking about rest and the practicality behind rest. I think what makes what I do different than some of the other creators who talk about rest, you'll hear a lot of just rest as if it's that easy. Like if it was easier to just sleep more, then none of us would actually be burned out, right? But there's so much more to getting to our soft life beyond just rest. And so I really love to talk about the practicality around that. And in my coaching sessions, I love to personalize that. That's where we get into what are you specifically got going on? What are your specific struggles? And because I've been through literally every iteration of this, every iteration of messing it up and then figuring it out and getting back on this train of getting closer and staying, living in a practice of my soft life, I have so many solutions that come from this brain and me and you talking about what you have going on to create solutions that work for you. There's not a one size fits all solution to help you get to your soft life. There are some primary things that you need, but the expression and how they come out in different ways. And that's that's what makes it different. And that's what I've been loving about sharing um, the content on YouTube and then being able to share content on TikTok as well. So, yes, my win is that I'm up to 500 subscribers on TikTok. Very exciting. A lot have been coming lately. And then I'm also launching my Insta site. Insta site meaning that Instagram is not my prior. It's honestly, I would love to get completely off of Instagram after the DEI, after them rolling back their DEI initiatives, or Meta rolling back their DEI initiatives. And yet it's the way that I connect over stories and DMs, because you don't have stories on YouTube. You do have stories on TikTok, so I might shift that way. But DMs and all of those things, I really still use that on Instagram. So what I'm going to do is there will be a static grid. It's going to be the same grid all the time, but Reels won't. So Reels won't post in my feed. They'll still post, but they won't be on my feed. And it'll be the basic things that you want to know about my business will be on the feed of my Instagram. But the best places to get connected with me are going to continue to be YouTube and TikTok. And I've been really excited to be growing an audience of amazing women over there. Y'all, I love when they start commenting. I've been having some really good comments this week and really starting some great conversations over there. And that makes me super excited because this is a powerful topic. um, the practicality of living a life of rest, of living a soft life, it makes it real. A lot of us think that a soft life is not accessible unless you're absolutely rich and you got a rich husband, and that's the only way to get it. Not all of us are gonna be rich. I'm sorry. Not all of us are gonna be rich. I don't even know if I'm gonna be rich. Look, I'm trying to get there, but I don't know if I'm gonna be rich. But I'm also not gonna let it stop me from living my best life right now. That's the other side of this softness. Like, regardless of whether you are rich or not, you get to live a soft life. I wholeheartedly believe that. I believe it because I'm living it. Like, be mad at me if you want. Like, I know that could be controversial, but I believe that. So that's what I'm all about helping us build. And I'm excited that it's catching fire on TikTok. So that's my third one. Let me see. Let me see. Y'all had so many comments go in that last couple of minutes. I missed some. Okay. Okay. So we ended with Leslie said, come home and bring the baby to Tracy. Trust me, I'm trying to. Maybe next year. Yes. Go. Yes, Tracy. I'm all about that. Listen, we need to all come visit. Tracy said, Marissa, you must be well rested. Nice. Oh, yes. Yay to the wins. Yay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for celebrating with me. I stay away from TikTok. Hey, I stayed away from TikTok for a long time until I saw that it was working for me better than Instagram. And I was like, oh, well, we're getting rid of Instagram then. Kina said, hey, I'm late. Just ate homemade curry mushrooms. Oh, Kina, talking about some food over here making us hungry. Homemade curry, mushrooms, and peppers. Boo, that sounds amazing. I love it. Exciting thing is that I visited African American Museum on Wednesday and had an amazing soul food at the food court. Ooh, I love it. That sounds amazing, Kina. First, welcome for being here. We're always excited when you're here. And the food. Yes, the African American Museum, and then amazing food to go with it. It sounds like an amazing Wednesday. That is the opposite of what my Wednesday was. I love it. Marissa said, "So glad the TikTok girlies are getting to learn from you too. Yay, me too. Thank you for celebrating with me, Marissa. Which state, Key Love? Keena's in CD in DC. I said CD. Tracy, yep. Keena's in DC. I need to go visit her. I've been hearing good things about DC, but I have also my best friend was like, DC is not her vibe. And since we're best friends, I'm inclined to think that I might feel the same. So I haven't made it up there yet, but I will. Leslin said, agreed, Marissa, sharing the love everywhere. Yes, I'm all about that. Kina said, I plan my museum and park days for September. Oh, I love that. Because it's not too hot. Like a nice temperature to go to the park. Um, I'll support boycotting IG. Let's do it. Hey, I'm into it, boo. Like, I promise you, I've been trying to figure out what it looks like for me as a business owner and how I do that. And so that's the main reason why I've been focusing on TikTok over Instagram, because I'm trying to figure out how to do that in a way that it doesn't hurt my business. It's hard because these things really hurt small businesses more than it hurts big corporations, and big corporations don't care because they're only doing it for the money. But it's the small businesses that care about people and want to connect with them and are trying to find the best platforms to connect with them, and it's a whole thing. But I'll leave that to the side. But yes, I'm figuring it out. Thank you for the support in it, though. I really do, really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you. I also should pause and say thank you to all the ladies who have taken a second to pause and like this video. I appreciate you. The longer you stay, the more that you like the video, the more that YouTube sees this as something that it should share with others like us. And I'm excited for this community to continue to grow, for me to continue to serve us and help us be like take practical action from stepping away from burnout to creating our soft life. Like that is my mission. That is my mission. I honestly, so my 10-year vision started in 2020 and it ends in 2030. My goal is by 2030, the end of 2030, to have served 5,000 Black women in this journey of going from burnout to soft life. It's a hell of a goal. It scares the living shit out of me, if I'm being honest. But I know it's powerful, and I know what I'm doing matters. So I'm thank you for taking a second to like, because you're helping me in that journey of making that goal happen. I really, really appreciate you. Um, Let me see. Right here. Okay, Marissa said, "Hey, Key Love, good food and museums. You are living the life. Well, girl, yes, happy for you. Exactly." Megan said, "I barely get on IG anymore, and I spend a lot of time on TikTok. Let me make sure I'm following you over there." Yes, please. Yes, go follow me on TikTok. I would much rather connect over there than on Instagram, and I'm gonna learn how to do stories and all the things better. And also, some of the features on TikTok unlock once you get more followers on TikTok. So, like being able to give links and do some of the things that I do on Instagram, when I can do all of those things on TikTok, Instagram is gone. Instagram is gone because I don't want to support anything that has rolled back DEI. I have not bought anything from Publix. I have not bought anything from Amazon. I have not bought anything from Target. Anybody that I know for sure roll back their DEI. Now Walmart was trash from the beginning. I don't even think they had DEI. So I wasn't too worried about that. But the rest of them, gone. And Meta is one of them. Meta is one of them. So thank you for your support in that. I really, really appreciate you in that. Yes, Leslie said I also support boycotting as well. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate y'all sharing in this endeavor with me. So that's why things are shifting. I'm working on shifting away from it, and so the Insta site will be the static feed on Instagram until I'm completely off. But yeah, start shifting to making sure we're already connected here on YouTube. For social media wise, the other platform will be TikTok. So Kena said, "Thanks, Marissa. Please visit the African American Museum for the whole experience. I can't wait to do that. That sounds like a whole vibe. I'm into it, Kena. Thank you so much for telling us about it. I love it." Tracy said, "I like my Instagram, but I haven't been there much this month." I get it. And here's the thing. I'm not pressuring anybody to get out of it. As you can see, it's a transition for me. I didn't go cold turkey. Anybody that's in Exodus Summit, you can see they're not going cold turkey either. They're working on it. Like they're actually intentionally shifting. They're in the process of moving their whole community. I mean, they had 20,000 plus in their Facebook group, and they had to figure out a new platform, and they had to figure out how they were going to pay for it because platforms are not free, and how are they going to do the migration. There's a lot of things that come into the shift as a business owner. It's not an easy just like, oh, I just stopped doing it. But I know that there are creators out there that are passionate about it and are shifting. So thank you for continuing to support us as we make that shift and transition. And we also honor whatever shift and decision that you make as well. We just hope you find us on other platforms in the meantime. So I thank you. I'm so honored, and I want to honor you in being huge in doing that, and in supporting us in doing that. So I love it. Thank you. Let me see. Marissa said, I will be adding that to my travel list for next summer with my kiddo. Yay, the African American Museum in DC. I really do need to get up to DC. Evidently, that's gonna be after the truck gets fixed though. So y'all, I had a whole situation with my truck, a whole adventure with my truck. That was earlier in the live stream. I won't go back. If you want to hear that adventure from this week, you can see that there. Okay, so that was my 3 wins. We have never taken this much time on wins, but I love it. I love the conversation. And this is so important to me, so I'm here for it. What I want to do now, let's go ahead, and if you have made any time this week for rest and fun, then you deserve a sticker. And you know I love giving out stickers. I need to make sure that I start putting stickers like right on my chest. Ooh, I have a sticker. It's not a sticker from me, but like, what does this sticker say? We might not be able to use this one. Protected by PD day and night. This needs to say protected by Jesus day and night. But put that sticker right here. Okay. So yes, I want to give out some stickers. If you have prioritized rest and fun at all this week, then you deserve a sticker. Even if it was only for 10 seconds, if it was for an hour, whatever it is. The whole point of this is like when we were in kindergarten and our teacher gave us a sticker for doing what we were supposed to do, it was a dopamine hit. We're like, oh, guess what? I got a sticker and I like it, right? Like I want you to have that same dopamine hit from getting a sticker for resting. And so that's why I do this. So if you deserve a sticker, go ahead and put hashtag stick in the chat. And then I'm going to log it in our R&R check-in. Okay. So yes, if that's you, put it there. And here's the thing. If you're that person that's like, oh, I should have got more rest, listen, take that pressure off. Take that pressure off. This is not about pressure. This is about rewarding you for what you got, knowing that you are going to get better at it in this practice. I keep telling you, this is a rest practice. Practice means it happens over and over again. You don't master it. We have to keep doing it. Okay. So I would love to give all of us a sticker. Marissa said, hashtag sticker, please. Yes. Leslie said, hashtag sticker. I'm so proud of myself because, honey, I forgot to do what I am supposed to do. Supposed to mostly because I'm excited for other things. I get that, girl. I get so excited for something to forget the rest. I get that. Great problem to have these days. I love it. I get it. And yet, when we make time for that rest in addition to it, beautiful, beautiful thing. Megan said, hashtag sticker, please. Yes, yes, I love it. So that being said, let me go ahead and get this up on the screen so I can start giving out some stickers. Stickers. Now, let me see. Let me cancel that for a second. This thing is in the way. Let me press my button. There we go. Here it is. Okay, so now close this. That was an ad. Okay, so now I'm giving out stickers. Here we are. All right. So let me get back to the chat. The first sticker, where am I at? So I don't lose spot. Okay. So Marissa was first, so I don't forget anybody. Okay. The sticker for today is the sunshine. I received that. That is an amazing sticker for today. Where is Marissa? Right here, giving out stickers. Yes, this is like one of my favorite things that we do every week. Did you know that? Yes. And if you're like, listen, I don't know that I really made time for rest this week. Please do not add a troll in the back of your mind going, yeah, 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 you didn't rest enough. No, this is not about adding trolls. This is about, okay, I haven't made a lot of rest for myself this week. Let me do some emotional decluttering so that next week I can be better at allowing myself to rest. Remember those four statements, the Ho'oponopono prayer, okay? Let's start cleaning it out and making more space for us to receive the rest that can be afforded to us. Come on. Leslie's getting a sticker. Let me put that in here. I'm talking as much as I'm giving stickers. I'm so glad that y'all are good with me talking because I've been talking. I can talk. Megan, yes, giving out stickers. Yes, this makes me so happy. Can you tell? I love it. Marissa said, "This is so random, but if you ever have merch, a sticker sheet would be perfect." Marissa, that is absolutely not random, and it's absolutely lovable. I love it. I should do merch with a sticker on it. Listen, I'm gonna do merch with a sweatshirt that you could get a patch that looks like a sticker, and you get it, and you could keep adding it to your sweatshirt. Ooh, yes, both and I'm so with it. Okay, merch, sticker sheets, um, sweatshirt and patches. And I already have a patch designer. I love it. And we still got the I still have the rest activities that coming. That hasn't gone off the list. It's just sometimes things take a little longer than you plan. So, amazing idea, Marissa. I'm into it. And because Marissa, you design stickers too. Oh, yes. I could do collaborations with two different artists. I love it. I think that would be lovely. Lovely idea. I'm into it, Marissa. I love it. Okay. Anybody else that needs a sticker that I haven't done it? If this is your first time, like, come on. I don't think you've done a sticker before. If you would like me to add you, there's absolutely no problem. I would love to add you. Drop a hashtag sticker in the chat and I got you, boo. And if you're watching this on a replay and you want a sticker, I could still give you a sticker. Like, you don't have to be here live. I understand that this is at noon and not a convenient time for everybody to join. Though that is going to be changing in the coming months. That's going to be changing. I'm excited for that. But even if you're catching this on the replay, you can still get a sticker. Go ahead, post in the comments of this video, hashtag sticker, STICKA. Let me put it back up on the screen again. And you can still get a sticker. I'm into it. Stickers. This is about positive reinforcement. This is not about beating yourself up for not getting enough rest. If you're beating yourself up for not getting enough rest, you're not doing this right. We got to switch it up. Okay. So make sure, um, if you need some, if you're ready to get a sticker, put it in the chat. I got you. I got you. Okay. Let me check where the comments are. I got so many windows open right now, but that's okay. Yay, Marissa said, "Oh, I love the patch idea." I think the patch idea would be fun. I think that would be so fun. Every month we could do a different patch and you can add it. And it's like, I prioritize rest and fun. That could be somewhere on the sweater. This sweater, this sweater is a memorial to how much of my rested life I have, or how much of my soft life I live. Like something like that. Ooh, a whole vibe. I'm into it. Yes, that's a beautiful idea, Marissa. Listen, we take your sticker idea and run with it. I'm into it. So good. So good. Okay, I'm gonna take the R&R check-in off the screen, but if you still need to tell me you need a sticker, just because it's not on the screen doesn't mean I'm not gonna give you a sticker. I would still love to give you a sticker. Absolutely no problem. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, that being said, our next thing is to um choose our rest intention for the week. So, we're going to do that with a body scan. Now, like I told y'all, this has been an interesting week for me. I've been busier because that's just the nature of being in Atlanta. I had the wheel bearings on my truck pop in the middle of a highway, and I skidded across the highway on Wednesday. I had a date canceled because of it. I had leg day, which kicked my behind, and it was so hard and so good at the same time. Um, Atlanta has just been way more going on in life than LA. My level of rest that I need is going to be higher this week because of all of the things that are going on. A lot of times where we get in trouble is that when life starts lifing more, we start choosing to get less rest. That's when we need to get just as much rest, if not more. When life starts lifing, we got to push the level of rest even higher. And so my rest intention is I'm going to be leaning into what that rest intention looks like. But here's the thing. The question has been, well, how do I know what kind of rest do I need? There's no one size fits all answer. I can't answer that for you, but you can answer it for yourself. And it's not about your mind answering it for you. I want you to listen to your body, because your mind is where the little troll in the back of your head says, you don't have time for rest. You got to work harder. What about this thing? What about that thing? What about this? Da, 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 da. That's where the troll, your self-sabotage cycle, that's where that lives, is in your mind. Okay. So instead, first, do emotional decluttering to make some more space in your mind. But right now, what we're going to do is take a second to listen to our body, because our body knows what we need. And we want to listen to our body and then make time for that rest intention. So while we're doing this, I want you to get comfortable in your chair, in your seat, wherever you are. And I want you to go into this with the intention of listening to your body and asking, body, what kind of rest do I need, and how much of it do I need over the next week? Okay. That's the question. What kind of rest and how much rest do I need over the next week, so that you can receive it? I want you to get it, boo. I want you to get it. Oh, Lord, I'm so sore. Oh, that hurt. I'm sore. And oh, I forgot to mention that the hives are back, y'all. But I also want to share with y'all. My friend sent me this video this morning. So I'm going to take a pause because I really want to share this. This was very interesting. My best friend sent me this video this morning, and I think this is why I'm getting the hives. And this is going to blow your flipping mind, because it blew my mind. And the crazy part is my other friend had said something similar to this on Wednesday. So I take this as a omen, as a breadcrumb. The Lord has been like, I have been writing every day, my goals down every day. And one of my goals is to heal this allergic reaction that's happening, because I have never experienced anything like this in my entire life. And so I've been trying to figure out what is wrong so I can heal it. And even the lovely Marissa gave me a suggestion to get nettle. I've been using it. Wait, can you see it? Anytime my face is here, it's going to be okay. So here's the nettle. So I've been taking it. Okay. But I've still been this morning. I woke up with hives head to toe, the back of my neck all the way down to my ankles. My ankles and my feet have hives on it today. Talk about a week, right? And I've been trying to figure out what's going on. So my friend sent me this reel this morning, and I was like, oh my goodness, I think this is it. I think this is why I'm having the hives. And it's such a crazy thing that I want to share it with you. Because we should be talking about these things more often. This is a woman thing. Okay. All right. Are you ready for it? Let me make sure that, that you can hear it. Because I want you to hear what she says. Yes. It's also sharing the audio. Perfect. Okay. Turn the sound on.
Welcome back to my series of weird things perimenopause can do to your body that no one warned me about.
Isn't this crazy?
Is a series where I warned you about all the absolutely heinous things that perimenopause can do to your body that I really wish someone would have told me about sooner.
Right.
And as you already know, we do not gatekeep on this page, so I will be sharing with you the exact supplements that I take to help manage today's symptoms. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing a laundry list of symptoms. I'm talking nausea, heartburn, skin flushing, hives, eczema, allergy-like symptoms, migraines, weird food intolerances, facial swelling. I don't really want to get too sciencey with you guys, but I have no choice but to just lump all of these symptoms together because they surprisingly do have just one thing in common: histamine overload. We honestly can't even
My
talk
friend
about
was just
perimenopause
talking about
symptoms
this.
without at least discussing histamine and mast cell dysfunction. Quick little biology lesson for you. Mast cells are an important part of our immune system that are in charge of producing something called histamine. Histamine triggers inflammation, so think about like an allergic reaction. And this is a completely normal part of a healthy immune response, but only in very small, manageable amounts. Hormonal fluctuations during perimenopause cause our mast cells to overactivate and start dumping an obscene amount of histamine into our bodies. This amount of histamine will make our immune system extremely overdramatic, and we will inevitably start having allergic reactions even when there isn't even anything that we're allergic to. So what can we do? There are plenty of great over-the-counter non-drowsy antihistamine options such as Zyrtec, Claritin, Pepcid, which I do take daily, but you can also try adding in something called quercetin and a DAO enzyme. Quercetin is a powerful anti-inflammatory that can help modulate mast cell activation, and DAO is a natural enzyme that's found in our bodies that helps break down histamine. This combo really does help attack the histamine issue from both ends. So if you are like me and you're experiencing histamine overload from perimenopause, definitely give these supplements a try. And let me know in the comment section which perimenopause symptoms you think I should warn the people about.
Y'all, let me tell you, when I saw this morning, I started bawling. I said, oh my gosh, this is why I've been getting hives. I've been getting hives for the last, since before 4th of July. And it's Labor Day on Monday. That's over 8 weeks. And it started with an actual allergic reaction, but it's continued to happen. And it's like my body is now pushing out histamine, an overload of histamine, and I haven't been able to get it reset. Why am I telling you this when it comes to the rest intention? Because sometimes when things happen to us, we forget how much our body is actually connected to like their responses. And all of this, my body is responding. Literally, y'all, you can't see them as much. You're not going to see them as much now, but I have hit hives, light hives all down my arms. They're down my back. My legs are covered front and like, and they're uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. I'm saying that in the midst of your rest intention, listen to your body. Your body is trying to tell you something. This is my body trying to tell me my hormones are out of balance and we need some recalibration. I feel like this is an important topic to talk about because for one, I don't think we talk about it enough. And for two, if we don't share these kind of things, we'll have these things happen and we'll feel like we're the only ones. And then we'll go to some doctors and we might not actually get the support that we need. And this is, I'm like ready, like when my car gets fixed, I'm ready to drive to this lady's clinic in Ohio and get her help. Like, so I'm sharing it because it was a revelation to me and I'm very excited to have an answer. I don't know if you've ever, someone was saying, I don't know what I was reading, but someone was saying, I'm sending a shout out. Oh, I know what it was. It was another person in my business cohort that she was saying, like, I'm sending love and support to all of us women who are experiencing physical issues, diseases, reflexes, reactions, seen and unseen, that we're having to continue moving forward through without an answer. And some of it is because we aren't talking about it enough. And I don't want to be that person. I want to talk about it. So I'm also sending support, but I also want to send you, here's some answers. Here's some people that might be able to support you. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that even though it's my story, again, that if you're going through anything like that, I believe there is an answer. I think a lot of it does actually connect back to our hormones and the food that we're eating. I've also noticed that since I've been traveling, I've been eating food that I don't usually eat. I've been eating fast food because it's just easy, eat fast and cheap, right? When my friend cooked for me the other day, no hives. Yesterday, I didn't get a chance to cook. I was literally running from 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. this morning, and I didn't get a chance to like come home and make a home cooked meal. And I woke up with hives. I woke up with hives because I stopped and ate McDonald's yesterday. Within a couple hours, I started to itch. And then by this morning, I was covered. So between the hormones and the food, we gotta figure out better solutions. So I'm obviously now thinking through what are my next solutions going to be because I'm gonna have to carry food with me to keep from. I don't want to break out in halves, and that'll just be the work that I have to put in. But yes, I want to make sure I share that because I cried just to have some relief in knowing that um there's an answer. I'm not going crazy. This is not normal. Like this is something that can be fixed. It's encouraging to know that there is a solution. So let me say, Leslin said, yes, perimenopause is no joke. I can't wait for it to finally be done. I get it. I can't wait for us to have a culture that supports women enough that we care more about getting solutions to perimenopause than trying to end rights for women to abortion or other solutions that will help us take better care of our body. That's what I can't wait for. Okay, I'm done. Yes, let me see. Marissa said, this clarity about your halves is a win. I agree. Sorry it's been so intense, but I'm so glad that you have answers and a possible solution. Yes, me too. Because I didn't even know, let me tell you, for the first 2 weeks, I didn't even know that it was halves because I had never had halves a day in my life. I had never had halves before. Let me be honest, I was like, what is this white person shit? What? Why do I have halves? What? But it's not. It's a woman thing. It's a hormonal thing. So I'm just really glad to have a solution because I didn't even know what a hive was. I didn't know what it looks like. I honestly thought I just kept breaking out. At first, I thought it was bed bugs. I thought it was mites. I thought I was getting bitten. And it's actually an internal thing. This is my body having something internally happening that it's reacting to, and it's saying, hey, you need to go get help. You need to deal with this, right? So I'm glad that my body's system is working at it and it's telling me what it needs to tell me. And yet when it tells us things like this, we need the support to be able to interpret it and be able to use that information, right? So I'm very glad to have that. Leslin said, it is very uncomfortable. I will say that while medical professionals say they don't know the reasons, the keto diet actually helps with histamine overload as well as seizures. That's very interesting. I would love that's very interesting. I also think my diet before traveling or when I'm in a place for a slow travel, it's always easier for me. It's when I'm moving, like the last couple weeks that I've been in a new place, 1 to 2 new places every single week. This is when things always get out of whack. But now that I'm seeing how deeply it's throwing my nervous system off, I'm going to have to be more intentional about a better solution and answer to it. So, because otherwise I'm vegan now. I will say there is keto vegan as well. Just all of these diets, they're important. And yet it's like learning a new language. It's like learning Chinese when you have to learn a new diet and you've been eating one diet your whole life. Not complaining. It's just one of the struggles that I have that I've had in the transition. And that's why my transition to veganism is going on 3 years, but it's still here. And I still believe in it for sure. I agree with that so much that our diet makes such a difference in our hormone imbalance and the fact that we don't get enough of our vitamins through our food like we used to. So we have to take supplements. You got to carry around a whole separate bag just for your supplements. You need a whole bag just for your supplements so that you can live a decent life. That's crazy. Why isn't our food in? Oh, okay, I'm done because that's a whole thing. Kina said, maybe do a liver parasite cleanse each season or 1 week in a month. Keto helps regulate our hormones. I hear you. Yes, all of these things. I used to do fasting I had to think of the word, fasting at the beginning of every year. And I will say that was the healthiest my body had ever been. And I thought that at that point, I didn't know enough. At that point, I thought, okay, my body is here. That's enough. Like I don't have to keep doing that. Now I'm really understanding deeper and deeper that that's a practice. Like it's just something that I'm going to do for the rest of my life, and adding that back in, and the mindset that we feel like we should just be able to eat whatever we want. I used to believe that, and now I can see how absolute that was trash. Because our government, our businesses that we buy from, they don't care. They don't care. All they care is that we're buying it. They don't care how it negative affects our bodies or not it's killing us. So we have to care. So we can't just eat anything. We can't eat trash. We can't eat trash. Is that not a statement that you ever thought you would ever say? We can't eat trash because trash in is going to kill us. And it's showing up. It is literally showing up. Yesterday, like I said, the day before, my friend cooked all day. And yesterday, just in the midst of the day being an extremely busy day, and trying to stay within my budget, I bought cheap food. I went to McDonald's, got a $5 bag, right? And within hours, I was itching. And then the next day, I had halves. Won't be eating that again. Even if I got to spend twice or three times as much, I can't eat that. That's literally what it's doing to my body. So it is what it is. Marissa said, she had the writing it down emoji. Parasite and liver cleanse. Come on. Yes. Thank you. I will be researching. Absolutely. Me too. This is where I don't have the connection to a naturopath anymore. But man, this is where I would love to do content around that. I have another person that I could bring on. Let me see if I could get in contact with her, because I would love to do a conversation around these different things, especially for us as Black women. The reason a lot of us are thick, heavy set, I hate to use this word, but fat, like the reason a lot of us struggle with overweight is not because of anything more than the trash, these toxins that are in our body, and we don't have enough of the right support, vitamins, food, exercise to be able to. It's not even exercise. I really believe it's what we're putting in our body. So the lack of vitamins and the issues with our food that are really keeping us, and the cleanses and the detoxes, those should be regular practices for us. Like, listen, I'm gonna get off that soapbox, but yes, I would love to have a live stream, or a conversation around that where we could go deeper into that. Leslie said, "Ha ha ha! What about what person shit? I love it. I love that. Yes. Oh, white person shit. Yes, yes. I really did think that was what Hives is. I'm sorry. Y'all could say it makes me a racist. I didn't mean to. It's all the love. I'm just being honest. That's what I felt. Marissa said hilarious, but also heartbreaking that we have to be so socialized to believe that we don't have time for hives, depression, etc. Exactly. Exactly. It is hilarious and heartbreaking all at the same time. Leslie said, "Hey, Mandarin is easy. I promise. It's a listen. I love your commitment to believing in me." But Mandarin does not seem easy to me. Actually, Japanese seems a little easier because at least I like watching anime. My gosh, I love that you believe Mandarin is easy. Man, I can't even imagine. Leslie said, yes, fasting is very effective reset for every year. That is a physical and spiritual practice. Exactly. Exactly. I used to do it every first 21 days every year in January. I need to get back to doing it. This year, I need to actually, I start need to wrap in my mind around to do it this year. It's going to be challenging this year because I've gotten myself out of doing it. But I mean, at one point, it was like 3 to 5 years straight that I did it every single year. The best shape of my life, the absolute best shape of my life. I definitely need to get back to it. Um, Marissa said the emergency food I keep with me is cans of vegan soup in my car. That way, no matter what, I can eat well. That's a good one to check out. Where do you get vegan soup from? I'm sure there's a place. I don't particularly like canned food, but I'm looking for ways to keep myself from dealing with that. So I'm gonna look that up. I'm absolutely going to look it up. I also know hydration is a thing for me too. I have been doing better at drinking water since I've been here in Atlanta because it's just so hot. Um, but y'all, this is where coconut water is the absolute best. And I don't like the taste of coconut water. So I mix it and I have a solution for me that works. Again, that's another income stream once I get this one where I want it to be. But yes, all of these things around the things that support our bodies, I'm into it. I love it. Kina said, fast at least 2 times a year. Do it during Lent and Ramadan because group participation is motivating. I agree. Group participation is motivating for a lot of people. It is not motivating for me. But I agree. And I also agree with fasting twice a year. I like that. I could see myself fasting in January and July for sure. Absolutely. But yes, if group participation is a thing, y'all write that down. Like Lent and Ramadan. Yeah, go do that. Keela Leslie said, I agree, Keena. I do it every year. It is good. See, I love that. I love that. I honestly I didn't have as many people around me talking. I was the only one fasting. Nobody else around me was fasting. So, and not that I needed other people to fast with me because I'm a very self-motivated person. I don't I don't have to wait for nobody to I don't need group events to do anything, even though I love the support when I have them. But it's not motivating to me. So I was doing it on my own. But I didn't have anybody else talking about it. So when I stopped doing it, I thought it made sense to stop doing it. But that's only because I had nobody else talking about it, nobody else who valued it as much as I do. But I love that you all value it as much as I do because that it is like reinforcement that this is so good for us. So yes, I'm gonna start getting back to and literally start getting myself ready to do this in January. I feel it. I feel it when I do my recalibration of my vision board in November. That's going to be on there for sure. Leslie said Mandarin is easier than English, and you learned that. Haha. Right, but I don't remember really learning English. You just said that was just a part of life. But I'm gonna believe you. I believe you. I don't know if I'm be able to execute it, but I believe you. Marissa said, food equals fuel equals energy seems very in alignment with your message of rest. Yes, Marissa. Yes. Amen. Yes. Because all of these things have made a difference in me getting closer to and like really sustainably living my soft life. When my food ain't in alignment, which here it is, it's getting me out of alignment. I got to get it together. Gets me doing things. Remember this scale doing things that don't empower rest take us to burnout. Doing things that empower rest take us to soft life. Taking good care of your body, doing fasting, having good hydration, taking supplements, balancing our hormones, all take us towards our soft life. Yes, it all fits together. I love it. You see the vision, Marissa. I love that you do. Girl, you need to come dream with me because I love when someone like really gets my vision and then they start adding things. I'll be like, oh yes, we can add that and do this. Listen, gets me hype. I'm into it, Marissa. Thank you for that. I love it. Leslie said, maybe we can do a group fast. What do you think? Oh, I would love that. I'm totally into a group fast. How do you, when you say a group fast, what do you think that looks like? Like we get together every day for like 15 minutes, or we get together once a week, or we talk about, or we spend the month of January on Freedom Fridays talking about our fasting. Yeah, what comes to mind when you think of that, Leslie? And I'm into it. Leslie said, OMG, I love coconut butter, but what I get here is different than the cartons and that you get in the States. I agree. Not all coconut water is created equal. The only coconut water that I like is the organic coconut water from Harmless Harvest, and it comes out pink because of natural oxidation. It has absolutely nothing else in it, and they're harvesting it in a way that it's not harming the ecosystem around it. All of those things are important, remember, because when the reason I believe in organic food, we say, oh, well, you could just wash off the pesticide, but you can't wash off the pesticide that when they sprayed it, it landed in the dirt. And now that pesticide is in the dirt that is now grown into the plant. It's not just about the pesticide that was sprayed onto the plant. It's now in the dirt that's living inside of your plant. And your plant has no way, the food that you're eating has no way of getting those pesticides out of it. If you are not eating organic food, you are eating pesticides. And here's what's crazy. When you start eating organic foods, you can taste the difference between pesticide fruit and non-pesticide organic fruit. You can absolutely taste the difference. Absolutely. Okay. Okay, I'm done. So yes, like all of these things matter so deeply. But I would love doing this fruit fast together. I think it would be better. And for, like you said, for coconut water is great because it's like a structured water. You know, you can make your regular water structure by putting fruit and herbs and organic fruit and herbs in your water, and that gives it all of the other vitamins and things that our water does not naturally come with anymore. I don't like structured water because I don't like the flavor. I'm just weird about flavors when it comes to liquids, which is why I'm specific about the coconut water. But I mix my coconut water with watermelon, and it helps. It helps me tremendously, which is my vibe. So all of that. Yes, you see, I could get on a soapbox about this because all of this is so huge and so important to our bodies. Marissa said, I'm not great at long-term fast, but I do daily intermittent fasting. I get that. I go back and forth. I do really good at intermittent fasting for a while, and then I'm in another location and it gets harder because my systems get the time changes or my systems tweak or whatever. I can do a long-term fast. The longest long-term fast I've done is 40 days. 21 days is a really good sweet spot for me. Here's the thing. I say, if you tried it before, try it again. Try it with a group. There just might be another formula, another setup that works better for you. And also no pressure. Absolutely no pressure. Intermittent, both of them are great in seasons. They're all great. All of these things are great practices, and you can evolve. Not every practice has to happen every day. Not every practice has to happen every day. There are different, what's the word I'm looking for? Cadences for practices. Like this is a weekly practice. There are some practices that I do daily. There are other practices that I do monthly. There are other practices that I do quarterly, other practices that I do semi-annually, other practices that I do annually. There are a lot of different cadences for all of these practices to happen. If you think that everything has to happen every day, girl, you're pushing yourself towards burnout. If that cadence doesn't work for you, try a different one. You'll still get some of the benefits from it, okay? But I get it. I completely get it. Leslie said, again, open invitation to anyone to come eat fresh foods. Yes. Listen. How long are you going to be in Grenada, Leslie? You know, we about that. There's only the organization to get us there. That's all it comes down to. We're not above coming to come hang out. Tracy said, I'll join the fasting. I love it. Okay. Maybe I should start getting that on the docket for January. Because I am gonna do it this January. Part of me wants to hurry up and do it now, but I know I'm not ready to do it. So we're going to lean into rest instead of trying to bulldoze my way through, right? Take my own medicine. Clean eating it is. Yes. Marissa said, I love the idea of a group fast. Yes. I returned to the States in November. Okay. So we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time. If you're trying to get over to Grenada to go hang out with Leslie, and you got till November, you better. And here's the thing. The best flights are found 3 weeks in advance. So if you look for a flight now, look for 3 weeks from now, and you're going to find the best prices you could find. There's still plenty of time. That just puts you in the mid-September to go visit Leslie. You got time. You could do this. Tracy said, I've been hating eating chicken lately. I have not been a chicken fan for a long time. Actually, when I started going vegan, that was the first thing to go, was to get rid of chicken. The last thing to go has been red meat. I don't eat it very often, but I still like a burger. I still like a steak. Medium rare. But chicken, I had no problem. I actually had a little bit of chicken this week, made my stomach turn. And I was like, oh, that's sad. Because I actually really enjoy chicken wings, but it could have been the place I got them from. But yeah, I get it. Chicken is not, I'm not a huge fan of chicken. Tracy said, OMG, coconut water from home. OMG. I believe it. Straight out the coconut with a straw, where the man really comes right there on the beach with the machete and yaks it and make sure you got a hole, puts the straw right in it. Yes. That is a whole vibe. Now that coconut water I could drink. It is delicious. It's when they put it in a bottle that I don't love it as much. I want to mix it. Leslie said, OMG, speaking of chicken, the chicken here tastes so different. I believe that too, girl. I absolutely believe that. Listen, I tell you, America would rather sell us whatever it possibly can to make some money rather than doing right by us. Here's the thing. They're trying to increase our population by making sure we can't have abortions. Maybe if you just had better food, the people that are here would stay alive longer. Is that a crazy thing to think? My gosh, why we gotta make it hard? I don't know. Tracy said, Leslie, you're there for a while. Yes, it looks like she is. Leslie said, yes, I have no return in November, but my mom made me promise to stay for as long as possible. Hey, you will know when it's time for the next thing to happen. The omens, the breadcrumbs will let you know. They will fall directly in place. That is exactly what I live by. Okay. I told y'all about The Alchemist, Pueblo Coelho. Man, such a good book. And Leslie, you know that book. So, the omens will let you know when it's time to switch it over. You good. You right where you're supposed to be. And lean into that. Like I'm leaning into that for the car situation, for I actually applied to a job in Houston. I'm going to continue my business, but it would be a nice balance to all the other things that I have going on. And the omens told me to apply, but I haven't heard anything yet. But I'm leaning into the omens instead of my fear. Whatever the omens are telling you, lead into that. I believe in that. I believe just one of the ways that God speaks. A lot of, he spoke to Joseph in dreams, but I've always felt the Lord speak to me in omens, and breadcrumbs is the way I actually called it. So I'm gonna get off that soapbox because I could go all into that. Yes, Paulo. That's what I call him, Pueblo. Paulo Coelho. That is a beautiful Brazilian Portuguese name that I have a hard time saying. Paulo Coelho. I heard his name and I just can't say it very well. But yes, Marissa said, well, the sad part is it's profitable to make us sick and sell us the solution. And they're not even selling us the solution. They're selling us the symptom management. Hospitals are not based on figuring out what the problem is. Hospitals are based on managing your symptoms. Girl, that's why I haven't really gone hard on trying to find a doctor for the hives, because what they're going to do is they're going to give me more Benadryl and more steroids to manage the symptoms rather than helping me figure out the fact that it is a hormonal imbalance so that we cannot have to take the heavy medications anymore, because it's more profitable for me to keep coming back looking for solutions to pay your doctors and for me to take your medicines from your drug reps, because you get a cut of that. Ooh. That's the other reason why I cried and got so excited when I saw that video from that woman this morning. Because I'm not saying every doctor is that money grubbing person. And I think most doctors don't intentionally live like that, but they also are not aware of the system that they are perpetuating either. So I love finding doctors that are about helping you figure out solutions rather than symptom management. So that's a whole thing. But yes, it's great we're talking about this and reminding each other to honor our bodies. I love this. Yes, 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 yes. It is such an important topic. And again, on the journey to get into your soft life, it is such an important topic to talk about how managing and taking good care of your body, because our country don't care. All they care about is how they can make money. And if they don't think they can make money off of it, you see what happens. It sounds like Cuello. Okay. I don't know why I could read Cuello, read the second version so much easier than the first one. But I can. Cuello. Paulo Coelho. Cuello. Yes. It's an amazing book, y'all. Please go read The Alchemist. Leslyn and Marissa told me it's right on YouTube. So go find it on YouTube. The Alchemist. Go put it in there, okay? Tracy said, and giving us pills like crazy, right? Again, pills that manage our symptoms, not pills that actually fix the problem. I wouldn't mind taking a supplement that helps me fix the hormonal imbalance. What I don't want is a supplement or a synthetic pill that it has nothing natural in it, that's all chemicals to manage a symptom. I don't want more chemicals in my body. I would gladly put an organic supplement of things from the earth that I should be getting in my body anyway. I will gladly take that. I don't want any pill that's going to put more chemicals in my body. I don't want anything that's chemicals. People talk about, sugar-free. And so then they give you chemical sugar. They give you chemical sugar. They give you sucralose and all of those things to say, oh, well, now you don't have sugar, but now they're giving you chemicals. They're filling your body with chemicals. I would much rather have real sugar that at least came from the earth than having chemicals in my body. Y'all see, I could get on a soapbox about this. Yes. Okay. Marissa said, yes, come through, Leslyn, the linguist. Right. I love it. Leslie said, ladies, check out Alicia's upload from today. It's so good. Ooh, you mean Alicia Renice? Yes. I think I did see that she posted something today. I can't wait to watch it. I love it. Keena said, no work / labor on Labor Day Monday, making it a muscle stretch, rest, and gratitude day. Come on. I love that. Yes. And it's coming. We still got time to make time for it. I actually have forgot that Monday was Labor Day until today. So I'm gonna have to lean into that. I'm into it. Tracy said, no, Leslie said, ha, too funny, Marissa. Yes, because you are coming through with the linguistics. I love it, Leslie. Tracy said, it's funny because one thing that manages hormones is limiting sugar. I agree with that. And here's the thing. Sugar, they might not put it might not be organic sugar, but they could put some kind of sugary chemical in everything. In bread, in water, in candy, in dairy. They put it in everything. You have to be religiously strict about looking at all of the ingredients in every single thing, even in organic stuff. Prime example, the oat milk at Costco. Now, I love Costco. I'm not dissing Costco, but that Kirkland brand oat milk that they sell at Costco has trash in it. Have you ever noticed that the way that they try to thicken oat milk is that they put oil in it? Oil, you should only have 2 tablespoons of oil per day, but you're having oil in the food that you eat, in the drink that you drink, in your oat milk like all the time. And then they add sugar too to balance out the taste. I always go look for the oat milk that's like oats and water. We got to pay that much attention to the things that are put into our body. All of those things matter. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm sure I'm not, because we're having a good conversation about it, but I love it. But Tracy said, but the sweets are so good. The best thing for, managing our hormones is limiting sugar, but the sweets are so good. Well, here's the beautiful thing. There are other ways to get the sweet flavor without using chemicals. It's called fruits. There's dates. There's prunes. There's so many other, there's actual sugar cane. That's why I said I'd rather have natural sugar cane and just not have it as often than having chemicals in my body. But that's just me. Am I the only one? I might be crazy. I don't know. Leslie said, did you know that the color of pills are made from metal? I believe that. I believe that. We're literally putting metal in our body. Oh, don't forget deodorant does that too. If you're not using a natural deodorant, you're literally rubbing metal on your body. Metal is one of those things that we need to detox from our bodies. We're not supposed to have metal in our bodies. So real. The metal is heated to different temps so that it makes the tint for the color. Metal in my pills. Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, Alicia Renice. Okay, so everybody make sure we check her video today. Okay. Marissa said, yes, silencing symptoms is very scary because that's our body trying to talk to us and help us. But we're so busy trying to silence the symptoms that we're not allowing ourselves to really hear and figure out what our body is actually telling us. Absolutely, Marissa. Absolutely. Tracy said, I did not know that. Yes. Yes. Kirkland is Costco's own brand. They own it. I believe it. I believe it. But here's the thing that we have to remember, just because, and it says it's organic. And I believe that the oats are probably organic, but that doesn't mean that they don't put other chemicals in with it. That's why reading the labels are so important. It's not just about the marketing. The organic, it's saying organic oat milk on the front is marketing. The real truth is what happens in the label, in the nutrition label, where you can see the actual ingredients. If any of the ingredients has OS on the end, OSE, sucralose, ducralose, any of those OSes, that's sugar. That is chemical sugar that they are putting in it. Anytime you see something that says sugar-free, I guarantee you it has some kind of chemical sugar in it. Chemical sugars are reactionary and inflammatory, not anti-inflammatory, inflammatory things. Listen, you see, I'm on a roll. Read your labels. That's what it comes down to. Please read your labels. Okay. Learning something new. My mother is popping pills like crazy from every symptom possible. Holy shit. Freedom Friday is coming through with the facts. Come on. We're trying to share what we know. That's why I wanted to share that video about the hives, because something is happening. It started with sitting on that cushion, but now my body it has kicked my body into overdrive, and my hormones are going absolutely crazy, and my body is trying to tell me something, and I've been trying to figure out what my body is trying to tell me. And that's why I was so grateful with Marissa when I was like, I'm trying to figure out a more natural way to manage my symptoms so I can understand what my body is telling me. And Marissa suggested the nettle. Listen, forever grateful, sis. And now we keep moving forward to understand, like, okay, what are the natural ways that we can manage it so that we can still understand what our bodies are telling us? You got to be careful with our doctors. I really do believe that most doctors have good intentions, and yet Western medicine is not built on dealing with the problem, is built on dealing with your symptoms. We got to be better at asking hard questions, and we have to understand that our medical team has to go further than Western medicine, and that Eastern medicine should be a part of the conversation. I'm not saying you have to get rid of your Western medicine doctor. I'm saying have a Eastern medicine practitioner on your team to work with your Western medicine doctor at the same time. Get a naturopath. particulars. If you can, find a Black one. Because they're going to be more intentional about knowing how these things affect us and our bodies, and one that understands women's bodies. So probably might be a woman too. And I'm all about increasing the economy around, or like supporting and getting our services from women and Black women specifically. So that allows us to bring an impact to our own community and support to our own community. Okay. I hope y'all not finding me political. That's not what I'm trying to be. I'm just being honest. These are the things that these shifts have helped me. Okay. Leslie said, my sister's company makes tint that color everything from food, pills, paint, everything. Wow. The fact that you could say that her company makes tint for food and pills and paint in the same sentence is scary as hell. The fact that that all comes from the same company is scary as hell. Just think about that, y'all. And it's no diss to your sister's company. She's making money. But wow. Think about that, how that's affecting us. Man. Tracy said, OMG, I find this guy who literally could take even a Snickers bar and market it as a healthy product. Right. Marketing. Now, here's the thing. The sad part about that is it makes marketing for the ones of us that are being honest hard, because we're so used to the trash. We're so used to listening to the outrageous claims of the other marketing that when we get some real marketing, like someone really telling us, we're having a hard time hearing it. Man, you gotta navigate all of that. It's definitely something to pay attention to. So even labels are misleading. Now, labels will actually regulate it, but not all labels. The marketing labels on the front of your products, those are not regulated. I'm talking specifically around foods. The labels on the front of your products are not labeled. The only label that is regulated are the nutrition facts. That's why I'm telling you to go read that. I don't have anything in front of me. Oh, yes, I do. So when you go to on your supplements, this label, let me see, that label is the one that you want to read. It's blurry, but you know what's the nutrition facts label. That's the only one that's regulated. That's the only one that the government mandates that you have to have all the details, okay? But if you get on here, and this is where people say, like, you got to be careful to look at the labels. If it's got like more than like 10 ingredients, put that back. Put that back. You don't need to be looking at that. Because I'm guarantee you, this is one thing that I love about the Daniel Plan. The Daniel Plan actually teaches a lot about how to read the labels. It's very practical about it. Something worth considering. Tracy said, we really do live in an unhealthy world, unfortunately. Well, let's rephrase that though. We live in an unhealthy America because other countries don't allow the shit that happens here. The way that we manage the food industry here is not allowed in other countries. There are so many more things that are regulated in places like Europe and first world countries, even in third world countries and other places in the world, that it's not allowed, but it's allowed here in America because that hustle culture, capitalistic mindset is about, well, let me try to make my money here. See, it's not about the world. We got to be careful with America, the Trumps of the world. We got to be careful with them because they're here in America making money by any means possible. The way we fight about that is making sure we're knowledgeable, like that we're paying attention. We let them know that we're paying attention. When you stop buying that stuff, they don't have a choice but to switch, because at least they're going to switch to what makes them money. We got to pay attention. We can't be caught slipping. So Snickers can be healthy, but not for everyone. But it's not for me. But for people that are hypoglycemic, it may cause It may be caught because they needed to give them more of what they need. Here's the thing. If we market that Snickers are healthy, you know how many people that's not the case for them, and they're going to start eating Snickers thinking that Snickers are healthy. That's the problem. For the masses, that is not healthy. We should never market it that way, ever. But if your doctor is like, in this specific situation, this would be a good idea for you, cool. But that's not a mass marketing thing. That's not for everybody. Absolutely not. Not even close. But I get it. I get it. Unhealthy America, not unhealthy world. Y'all, we ain't did half the stuff we usually do today. And I ain't even mad. I love our conversations. I love having you here. I love being able to talk about these things. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. I really do. Tracy said, for my son, his milk is goat from the Netherlands because when I was looking at the label, even for Enfamil, first ingredient was corn syrup. I was like, what the hell? Exactly. Y'all, have y'all ever watched the video on YouTube called Dairy is Scary? Listen, watch that video. Dairy is I talked to a naturopath. She's the one who suggested I watch that video. She very clearly said, dairy is not healthy for anybody. There is a very small population in the world, and they've done research on this. There are people lobbying about how dairy is marketed specifically to us as Black people, but it harms us more than any other group. Okay? There's only a very small group of people in like the Netherlands that dairy is okay for. But it's marketed to everybody and specifically to us. Oops, look at that. Trying to fight against me talking. Look, the devil is a lie. We back. If we don't pay attention to these labels, we'll continue to eat those things. Dairy is scary. Man, it gets into the details. Just taking a fast from dairy, even if you don't fast food completely, just fast dairy and see how much it takes a difference. And if you start doing that every year, because sometimes the first time you take a fast from something, it might not be enough to completely detox you. You might have to do it a couple times. That's the other good thing about doing fast regularly, because it keeps empowering, it keeps up leveling that cleanse in your body every time. Man, changes things. Listen, I'm telling you, this was the beauty of having a really close friend as a naturopath. But watch Dairy is Scary. Watch Dairy is Scary. You might be scared of the dairy for sure. Well, I was scared of the dairy afterwards. It's definitely in my transition to move to veganism. What I've decided is that I might not ever go completely vegan, but the one thing I will definitely be is dairy free. I will absolutely be dairy free. Dairy is not good for your body. I know everybody's like, but cheese tastes so good. You know why? Because dairy is addicting. It is addictive. They want you to be on the dairy. Okay, I'm done. Let me see. Exactly. Context is so important. It really is. It is very important. The Amish eat well and toxin free. Come on. Oh, I have to Amish food whenever I want it. Yes, please. Thank you. Inspiring topics in chat today. I love it. I love when it's inspiring. Going to save this. Yes, good. Please save it. Watch it again. Leslie said, yes, ma'am. I'm not vegan by any means, but milk is not my thing. Not even here at home. I'm human and I do not want to drink another animal's breast milk. Breast milk. That milk that comes out of your breast, that's what we're drinking from a cow, from a goat. That's what's supposed to nourish a baby of that animal species, not us. Not us. Okay? Listen. Yes, let go of the dairy, let go of the dairy products. Because meat you can actually get organic, you can get it to be like grass fed and not with the trash. It might be a little bit more expensive, but that's the cost of telling our culture that we're not going to settle for trash, because they're feeding us trash for cheap because we'll buy it because it's cheap, which is they are literally impounding manifesting off of our scarcity mindset that has already been impacted by hustle culture to get us to buy trash that they could then give us fake solutions for, give us pills for, which are not a solution, which is just actually symptom management. You see this cycle? Ugh, a whole cycle, a whole cycle, a whole cycle. So yes, switching. I don't think that I'll ever be completely vegan, but I can go a couple months without eating meat and be absolutely fine. There is delicious, well-balanced meals that you could definitely do without dairy. Definitely easily do without dairy and still eat delicious, amazing food. If you're looking for great recipes, there's so many great creators out. There's one, this black man, he's got a luscious, beautiful beard. I can't think of his name right now. He's on Instagram though. He's got to be other places. I would imagine he's on YouTube. I just don't know what his handle is. But my other favorite one is Minimalist Baker. They have a whole vegan recipe conglomerate. Like, it's amazing, amazing recipes on there. I always go look on there for inspiration. Yes, okay. So here's the other thing about, I also feel that same way about eggs. Y'all, have you ever realized that eggs are chicken periods? Yep, chicken periods. Just let that simmer. Okay, I keep saying, but to you, Rashadat, I love ice cream and cheese. Now, here's the thing. I get that. And the beautiful thing about where we are in the world at this point, the vegan community is coming out with more foods that we can use to substitute. Now, I'm not saying substitute everything that you eat now that's trash. I'm not saying substitute it for vegan trash, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you can still have some of the treats that you like, maybe not as often, but you can find a version of it that does not include dairy, that is probably more delicious. It's still not going to be healthy, but it's going to be healthier than the full dairy version that you've been eating. For example, my favorite ice cream, and there's ice creams, there's a gelato place in Atlanta, in Charlotte, that I love, completely vegan gelato. Okay. There's so delicious. It's the caramel crunch. It has chocolate in it. My friends and family would rather eat my ice cream than their ice cream, their milk ice cream, because my vegan ice cream is flipping delicious. So I'm saying that to say, even cheese, vegan cheese has gotten better. It used to taste like cardboard, not anymore. They're getting better at making, because we're learning how to make the same things that we love from dairy with oats and almonds and other, things, that other types of milk that we didn't as a culture have before. So I'm saying that to say there's other solutions. Little by little, start looking for replacements, but also get to a point where you don't need a replacement as much. But that takes time. Like, I've been in this transition for 3 years now. 3 years. And I had actually started the dairy-free journey years before that, at least 3 or 4 years before that. So it's been an evolution. This is not going to happen overnight. I keep saying moving into your soft life does not happen overnight, because these are big things that are changing in your life, that are changing culturally around you, and that affect the people around you, your kids, your parents, your husband, your wife, all of those things. It takes time. But you can find other things that you could love, that you will love, that don't have the same negative effects that some of the trash that we've been sold to eat. You can find other solutions instead. Okay. Let me see. Yes, I love ice cream. Leslie said, I love eggs. I know it's a period of a chicken, but I cannot give them up. I just cannot I can no longer eat them in the US. Hey, I'm not telling anybody to change their diet. I just want you to know what you got. Just as long as you know what you got. And I will tell you, I will occasionally eat an egg. I don't like eggs though. I never really did like eggs. So what I eat instead is I eat not just egg. And not just egg is what it is. It's a bean that's pureed, and when it purees, it fluffs up like the same consistency of an egg. That's what I eat more, which is a plant-based substitute for eggs, and it gives you that same feel. Listen, ooh, we make a delicious, an absolutely delicious breakfast casserole with that not just egg. Now you could buy not just egg, or you could make your own. That I believe it's mung bean. I believe it's a mung bean that is pureed like that. So if you ever decide that you want a substitute, try it. But also too, I'm not judging. Remember, I just said this is a transition. Maybe eggs are the last thing to go, or maybe eggs are something that you never give up. But if you can switch from 100% trash to 20% trash, your body will thank you. Especially if you add the supplements and the hormone balance to it. Your whole body will literally feel different. These are the things that are going to change. I tell you, I was listening to Glow Antanamo. She said in the next years, like people are going to start living to 150 and beyond, because we're learning how to better take care of our body, better than we've ever had in our whole in years, centuries, because we're understanding this, you know. Leslie said, yes, the tech is getting better. The tech is getting better. We're learning and we're understanding. And there's people who understand the passion of, I can do this without chemicals. I just need to know how to do it. I just need to keep tweaking it until I get it right. And those are the real innovators. Those are the real creative people. Those are the people that we need to be supporting. That's why I'm not dissing Costco, because they're trying. They got to the level of where it's organic. Now, if we give them feedback organic without the chemicals, then they'll do it even better. You see, we just have to keep challenging ourselves. We have to stop settling that this is just the way it is, and keep challenging our companies to be better, to give us better solutions, because they are out there. Kilo said the vegan chef with the long beard is Andrew Bernard. Thank you, Keena. Thank you, Keena, for coming up. You knew who. See, I love that. I love it. Thank you, Keena. He's amazing. He's cute too. He's married. He's married though, but he's cute. He seems real sweet. And he gives some amazing recipes right on his Instagram. Maybe he does it on TikTok too. I don't know. I've only followed him on Instagram, but since I'm switching off of Instagram, listen, this is how we start the boycott. Start looking for your favorite creators on other platforms that are not Meta platforms. So we can, when you're ready to be done, you already got your people in the other places. Okay. Yes. Tracy said, my husband, honestly, even after being in this country for 2 years, doesn't like American food. He shouldn't like American food. American food is trash. I get it. I get it. And every other food that comes here from every other country ends up being Americanized. What makes it Americanized? We add all the trash. I ate Italian food for 4 months while I was in Italy. You would think because it's pasta and bread and pizza that I would have gained so much weight. I lost weight. I lost so much weight while I was in Italy because they don't allow all the trash that we add to our foods here in the States. I'm glad he doesn't like American food. Come on, boo. I'm into it. Leslie said, I will try that in the US. Not just eggs sounds awesome. It is. It is really awesome. It is really awesome. One of my best solutions, because I'm also not a huge breakfast food person because I didn't like eggs. I never liked eggs. I stopped eating eggs as a kid, and then I didn't start again until I was like senior year in college. And even when I did eat eggs, I would put so much other stuff in it that I couldn't taste the eggs. And then I switched to egg whites. And then I stopped eating eggs again. I think I only ate eggs for maybe like 2 years. So now it really depends on how they're cooked. But now that I have an alternative, and an alternative that has protein. Beans have protein. That's a lot of the reasons why people eat meat, because they think that's the only way to get protein, but protein actually comes from plants. Okay. So you can get the protein that you think you're getting in eggs, you can get that in this alternative. It's a thing. That's possible. Yes, I know eggs are bad, but I eat them. Hey, no judgment. Shame off. No shame. Absolutely no shame. I get it. I get it. I just told you I'm traveling and I ate McDonald's. I don't usually eat McDonald's. It was cheap. It was $5. It was in my budget and it filled my belly. I'm not mad. But when we know how it affects us, we do those things a lot less often. And we're better at having better long-term solutions that can support us in the long term when we know how to plan around it. Like Marissa said, she keeps a can of vegan soup in her car. I'm gonna have to try that. I already keep my own silverware in my car. I travel with it, so I don't have to use plastic that ends up in a landfill. So I travel with silverware. We could do little things that go a long way. Okay. How we feeling, y'all? We haven't done a live stream this long in a long time. We are going on 2 hours and 45 minutes. We did not do everything today, and I'm cool with that. I knew today was going to look different, so I'm all good with it. This was such a good conversation. Thank you for showing up and participating. Thanks for sharing the things that you learn and have figured out on this journey, and how all of these things, when we do things that are less about being in that scarcity mindset of time, money, and energy, because those things are taking us closer to burnout, and we're doing more things that take us closer to empowering our rest, eating well, taking care of our body, moving us closer to our self life. Yes, that's the vibe. That's what this is all about. Thank you for sharing those things the things that you figure out on this journey. I appreciate it so much. Yes, this is a live stream to share. I'm gonna make sure I make some clips off of this and share these on the social media and send people to watch it. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for sharing everything. I'm actually hungry now. I'm gonna go make myself something to eat. It's not gonna be McDonald's. I'm gonna go look for those supplements. Um, and I'm gonna start making every day we make little shifts. You don't have to, this is not all or nothing. Small shifts get us so much further than trying to take big leaps. And we're gonna make small shifts together. Tracy said, it's true. I'm able to disconnect from work completely. We got off a bit early today. Yay! You know what? And that's why I think changing this to 5. So if you didn't hear me say that last week, in the coming weeks, I'm going to change this live stream from noon on Friday to 5, so that this actually can. I know. I thought 12. It's just a different season. I feel like that's going to be a better vibe for us. So I'm excited for us to change this to an evening event where it's like our happy hour, as Marissa beautifully called it. And I think it's going to be really good to help us see and feel the wind down. And it might end up being more like this, where we're having just a good conversation, because I'm all about that. And a good conversation and sharing the vibes. So let me know. We're definitely changing it to the 5 o'clock time slot at some point. I don't know when, but it's coming soon. Do you like this vibe where it's like the more of the conversation, or do you miss the co-working part? And maybe I just separate it. Maybe I still do the co-working part, and then we do this differently. I don't know, but tell me what your thoughts are. Us as a community, I'm always down to do what feels good for us. Yeah. So those things are coming. Let me know your thoughts. Let's go ahead and get ready to close it down. Hubby has the baby. So you got a chance to rest today because you got off earlier, got to disconnect from work. Hubby has the baby, some Tracy time. I love this. Yes. And after this, I'm going to breastfeed him and take a nap. Yes to naps. Come on, right? Yes. Okay, yeah. With this fall coming, It's going to be difficult for noon, but at 5, it will be better for me. Love this interaction. It could even be both. I like that. I do think it would be beautiful to be both. And it might make the live stream a little bit longer, but we could come in and out. So I'm fine with that. Like, that's the whole vibe of it. I want it to be the vibe. Yes, and this is where I centrally want to create this. At one point, I thought about trying to do a live stream on like social media as well. If I do that, it'll be a different vibe. It won't be this. This is going to stay the home to this. Um, Maybe I'll be able to co-stream it to those other places. But yes, I love that you guys love this. Marissa said this talk was so good because it was helpful in a long-term intention setting. Yes, vision casting, getting an idea about all of these things. That's why when I do vision casting, when we work together as a client, the vision casting is not just about here are my dreams and my goals. It's also around what do you want your physical health to look like, your spiritual health, your personal life, your professional life, your relationships. It's all of these different parts of your life that we talk about so that it's a comprehensive look at what your life vision is and the intention that you're setting for it so that every decision that you make is helping you build that intention. And that whole intention, the core of it is creating your soft life. But how does it look? How does it look for you? We have to get specific around that in every single area of your life so that every decision that you make is taking you towards that. Yes, absolutely, Marissa. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. It was amazing today. Learned so many new things. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I will definitely be keeping this vibe going. And I'll even be trying to figure out how I still keep a vibe of the co-working, but also making a vibe for, making sure there's space for this as well. So I love it. Okay, y'all, my stomach is growling. I'm about to go eat. Okay. I hope that y'all have a wonderful weekend. Since we did not do the co-working here, but I'm starving. I literally can't handle it anymore. I gotta go. Since that's the vibe, please check out last week's video where we did the rest of the co-working steps so that we didn't even do our rest intention. We didn't even do our body scan. Go do your body scan. Choose your rest intention. Okay. Schedule it in your calendar or do your post-it setup. Use the 25 minutes to set that up. And then do your wind down. Do your 3 steps for wind down. Okay. Use the video from last week. That'll be a good follow through. That was a good one. Okay. Y'all, I love you. I really do. Like, seriously, hearts. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend. I enjoyed you all. I'll see you soon. Yes, Kina, great. It was an amazing chat, you guys. I appreciate it. Yes, have a great weekend. Peace. I will see you all next week right here on Freedom Fridays.